advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Gisela K. This is Grizzly True Crime. And if you're watching live with me, this is the final live stream that we're having here on my channel of the year, 2024. Today is December 31st of 2024, of course, in the time zone that I'm in, and also west of me, I'm in Switzerland. To everyone east of me, if you're already in the new year, Happy New Year to you. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my time with you today. So thank you so much for all of you that are able to make it today. I really appreciate it. If you didn't make it and you're watching the replay, thank you so much as well. Welcome to all my moderators, patrons, members, subscribers, anyone that's new over here. Remember, subscribing is free. If you subscribe, you're a Grizzly. You don't have to become a member. Obviously, I appreciate all my members and patrons, but just subscribe, like, share. All of those are great ways to support the work that I do. I really look forward to 2025 with you. Today, we're going to be watching the full police interrogation of Chandler Halderson. If you haven't been following this case or this trial with us, then Chandler Halderson, on July 1st of 2021, he was 23 years old when he killed his parents and dismembered them. He was arrested on July 8th of 2021, and the trial started in January of 2022. So this is a trial from the past that we are watching for the first time together. And I just have always wanted to watch this trial with you. So thank you so much to all of you who are watching with me as well. Also, lastly, before we dive into this, I wanted to tell you that if you are on Patreon, which is a really great source of support, thank you so much to everyone on Patreon. You can also sign up for free if you want to just get the notifications for upcoming live streams. But for all my paid patron members, today we're going to have a patrons only live stream right after this trial day is complete. Today, our trial footage is about 3 hours long, including the 2-hour police interrogation. That's the deflift footage. It was a shorter day on day 4 of the Chandler Halderson trial. So I'm really looking forward to watching this with you. I've got everything ready. I've also put a clue on the screen now because otherwise we have an exhausting amount of repeat questions of, is this a retrial? Is this a new trial? Why are we watching this now? What is going on? Why did they wear masks all day long? The poor mods, oh my word. Thank you, mods, for everything you do. Queen says, Happy New Year, G from Canada. Happy New Year to you as well. So, everyone, are we ready? You can see a picture of the victims, top right corner. I might move them over at some point as well if it's taking up too much space, you know, if we're looking at the police interview. But that was Bart and Krista Halderson. Shame. Bart was only 50 years old and Krista was 53. And if you don't know anything about this case, please watch day 1. Watch the opening statements. It was so well done that you're gonna be all caught up after opening statements. All right. So here we go. Now let me just put the sound on for you, and off we go for day 4.
Responsibly testify without a mask. That would be our preference, if you would.
Okay.
Thank you. And you can go ahead and pull the microphone up a little bit closer because the fans are on and kind of noisy.
Okay.
Go ahead, Attorney Raymond.
Good morning. Could you please state your name, both first and last, for the record, and spell them?
Elizabeth Allen, E-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H, last name Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
How are you employed?
Directly in front.
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
I'm a detective with the Dane County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed in that capacity in July of 2021?
I was.
And during that time, did you at some point become assigned to go to the property on Irwin Road in Cottage Grove, Wisconsin?
I did.
Okay. And when you first arrived on that property, what, if anything, were you assigned to do?
Myself, Detective Brent Baverstock, and Detective Tim Blank were doing a line search behind the shed where Cress and Dulce said they saw Chandler's vehicle. When we got to the property, we noticed what appeared to be fresh tire tracks as the weeds were kind of pushed down. So we did the line search where the tire tracks ended. And then once they ended, we went into the wooded area, and that's where Detective Baverstock found the torso.
And in the course of this investigation, you also came across some items that turned out to be of note.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Detective, I'm going to show you what has been marked as Exhibits 108 through Exhibits 113. If you would look through those and then describe them generally as a group.
So Exhibit 108, I'm looking at some oil drums, some overgrown brush, and a tree line.
Okay.
Exhibit 109, I'm looking into the oil drum, which was previously described in the first one. Exhibit 110 or 1.
I'm just going to pause there quickly. We are going to see some photo exhibits, of course, of the tools that Chandler Halderson used to dismember his parents, like the saws and things that he put in the oil drum there at Cress's property. If you don't know who Cress is, then you got to check out yesterday, which was day 3 of the trial. We saw Dulce, Cress, and Kat Melander. A lot of people ask me about the jail calls as well as Kat Melander's police video interview. We will watch that together at some point. We just start with the trial, of course. Right? Let's finish the trial and then we'll get to that. Of course, many people have already seen it. It's already out there. It's been out there for a long time. But I plan to watch that with you. So, Yana, if you want to continue following this case with me, that's what we'll be doing at some point. All right. So let's keep going. I'm going to
You're
speed it up
looking
a little
inside
bit.
the oil drum, and you can see a pair of scissors, a sharp blade, and also a handheld saw. Exhibit 111, you can see the handles of a bolt cutter. Exhibit 1112, you can see the top of the bolt cutter. The handles are red and it appears to be a Craftsman brand. Exhibit 113, you again see an up-close image of the blade saw, the scissors, and the handheld saw.
Okay. And do those all appear to be true and accurate photographs of what you observed?
Yes.
And the date you observed these, was that the 8th of July,
It was.
2021?
It was.
At this point, I would move Exhibits 108 through 113 into evidence.
No objection.
They are received.
Detective, before I display these to the jury, these Exhibits 108 through 113 to the jury, could you just we have a map here, Exhibit 57, or not a map, I'm sorry, an aerial photo. Could you show where that oil drum was on that date and where you observed these items?
So here's the oil drum, and Detective Baverstock and I were out on the property waiting for the cadaver dog, and while we were waiting, I noticed the triangle shape in the oil drum, and that's what prompted us to look inside of it.
And could you also point out where you observed those tire tracks?
Right here.
And they should appear on the
We did some map time yesterday, which I have timestamped for you. So if you go to day 3 map time afterwards, we looked at the property because they keep pointing down, right? We can't see that far down on the printed out map. So we did do that yesterday, day 3. Go check it out on the timestamp later if you just want to see what they talk about.
computer monitor if it's turned on.
It is.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm publishing Exhibit 108. How would you describe that photo for the jury?
So that is the oil drum, and if you're looking at the picture to the right of it is the tree line, and in between the oil drum and the tree line is where the tire tracks were.
Exhibit 109, how would you describe Exhibit 109?
So that is the triangle shape that I saw from the rusted oil drum.
Exhibit 110.
That's the inside view from the oil drum. You can see a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and a handheld saw with a blade attached.
Oops. All right, I'm going to skip, I guess, to Exhibit 112.
That's again through the oil drum, and you can see the top of the bolt cutters, red handle, Craftsman brand.
And Exhibit 113.
That again is through the oil drum, a pair of scissors, a saw blade, and the handheld saw blade, or with the saw attached.
And Exhibit 111, the slide did not somehow make it into the PowerPoint, but could you describe that
Yep,
photo
that's
to the
the
jury?
handles of the bolt cutters, red handle, black grips.
Were these items that you observed in the oil drum collected in connection with the investigation?
They were.
Nothing further of this witness at this time.
Any cross-examination?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Couple questions. Prior to July 8th, had you ever been to that Irwin Road address?
No,
And again, prior to July 8th, had you ever seen these items you found in that drum?
no.
That's all. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused at this time.
I know the defense, it's like kind of annoying. People say the defense is just doing their job. Obviously, we know that, okay? But we're allowed to make commentary too of just like shame with being like, oh, were you at that property before, huh? Did you see that out there before? That doesn't prove, well, it kind of does because his parents' DNA, their blood was on those tools and their remains were found dismembered. So, you know, that question actually went nowhere because, yeah, those tools being there, stashed there, where he was, walking around, being all shady, you know, that weekend. He was actually there on July 5th of 2021 by himself at his girlfriend, at the time's girlfriend's mother's partner's property. Just pretending that can he come for a swim? Okay, and while he's pretending to swim and not taking the cover off the pool, he's literally stashing those tools that he used to dismember his parents in this old oil drum, and he's wheeling a bin into the woods and disposing of his father's torso. I mean, and a bag of bloody rags at the front of the property as well. Like, goodness me. Barbara North said it feels like 3 minutes instead of 3 months. Thank you for being a member for 3 months, Barbara.
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Attorney Brown?
Cynical Rich Bennet at this time.
And you can take down the screen if Your Honor.
Take her list. Good morning. Please state and spell your name for us.
Richard Bennet, RICHARDBENNETT.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
How are you employed?
With the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a detective.
How long have you been a detective?
Since May of 2021.
And how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
December 19th of 2005.
Were you assigned to various parts of the investigation, to the missing persons of Barton Christopher Halderson and then later to the homicide of Barton Christopher Halderson?
Yes.
And it was one of your roles at times to be in contact with Mr. Halderson?
With,
I'll phrase it a different way. At times, had you made contact with Chandler Halderson?
yes.
Did he have your phone number?
Yes.
At some point on the 8th of July, around 10:15 in the morning, did you receive a call that went to voicemail from Mr. Halderson?
I did.
And you've heard that call in preparation for today. Does that appear to be a USB drive in that envelope?
Yep. Yes.
And I'm showing you Exhibit 116. I would move 116 into evidence.
No objection.
It is received.
And was that call, the voicemail, excuse me, was that downloaded and placed into evidence in this case?
Yes.
If I didn't move, I'll move 116 and 117 for the court record, and I'll move to display 116.
Very good. 117 may be received. I think that's the transcript.
No objection.
Just 1 second. Just to confirm the date and time, I think you answered yes, but it was July 8th at 10 in the morning, 10:15 or so?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. We're going to play that right now. And Judge, if we could have the HDMI left again.
Ooh, that's bright. Thank you to Michael Green. Wait. I can't see your message now, but you're like, hey! It's not the defense asking now. You're so right. I just updated the banner, okay? Direct, the state is asking. Thank you, Michael Green. I appreciate protective Grizzlies, okay? Like, excuse me, G. That is not correct. We want it correct. Detective Richard Bennet from the Dane County Sheriff's Office. Direct examination. The state asked. Now we're going to get a little exhibit here. Let's see.
Hi, my name is Chandler Halderson, and I haven't heard anything about my parents since, and I've heard everyone's been talking to my brother and not me. And I'd like to hear something. If you could give me a call back, my number is 920-838-4549. Thank you.
Oh, he doesn't like that. Why are you calling my brother and not me? Excuse me, I'm in charge of this investigation. You gotta be calling me, okay?
And was that the voicemail, sir?
Yes,
Did you in fact call him back, or did you not have that opportunity?
I did call him back.
Okay, and did you talk to him?
I did.
And what did you talk about?
Similar to the content of the voicemail he left, he asked about updates and people speaking with his brother.
And what did you tell him?
I informed him that I did not have any additional updates based on any information that he'd probably already received from speaking with detectives the prior day.
Okay. Were you yourself the main assigned case detective at this point?
No.
No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Detective, before calling Chandler Halderson back, you knew in your mind you weren't going to tell him anything substantial, correct?
I knew that I didn't have any substantial information to provide to anybody.
He was a suspect at that time?
No, not to my knowledge.
So on July 8th, to your knowledge, he was not a suspect?
It was early in the morning at that point. No, I did not have any additional information from the night before.
Okay, thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused?
He's excused.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good rest of your day.
Good morning, Detective. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some communication that you might have had with Mr. Halderson at this point. I know you've testified before. Just going to July 8th, so kind of the second full day of the investigation, the parents reported the day before missing. On the 8th, did you receive any calls from Chandler Halderson?
Yes, I received 3 telephone calls from Chandler.
And did you talk to him all 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately when was the first call that day?
The first call was at approximately 11:30 a.m.
Okay. And what, to your recollection, did you talk about with Mr. Halderson?
Mr. Halderson wanted to inform me that he had spoken to the news, the media, gave some interviews on that. I asked him if he had any further information for us that he may have provided to the media that we didn't have at that point, and he said he did not.
Approximately when was that call again?
That one, I believe, was approximately 11:30 a.m.
Was that recorded or not?
That was not.
The next call with Mr. Halderson, when was that?
That one, I believe, was at approximately 1:30 p.m.
Okay. And what did you talk about at that time with Mr. Halderson?
Chandler told me that he had been searching around in his parents' bedroom, located a set of keys in his father's nightstand, the end table, that he believed were to the cabin. He told me that his brother Mitchell was on his way over to the Oak Springs home to grab those keys because Mitchell was going to drive up with his fiancée to the cabin to check it out.
Okay. And around this time you got this call, were you aware that Dane County had asked Langlade County to assist in this investigation?
I was.
And what was the plan at that point? Were deputies from here going up there?
Yes. I told Mr. Halderson that we'd like to be in contact with Mitchell as we were going to be sending 2 members of the sheriff's office up to assist with this search. I didn't want anybody going in or around the home without law enforcement present.
Sure. And was that call recorded?
It was not.
Did something happen between the second call and you said there were 3 calls and the third call that day that was important in the investigation?
Yes, we received information that Chandler Halderson was observed out at the farm in Cottage Grove near a wooded area. I also had just received, prior to the third call, information that torso was located in the area that Chandler Halderson was last seen.
In your mind and in the course of the investigation, is that the point where this became a homicide investigation for you versus a missing persons investigation?
Yes.
So the third.
So July 8th of 2021 was a very busy day. If you didn't see day 2, everything is timestamped for you. You can look in the pinned comments or the description box or just hover over the video. So I made sure to timestamp when they looked around the cabin, which was near Sawyer Lake. That's the parents' cabin. And his brother was there as well. But on that same day, because they had heard that Chandler had been to Crescent Desai's property, which was his girlfriend's mother's partner's property, right? In that wooded area, they went to search there, and they saw all those turkey buzzards as well, hovering above that area, and they found Bart Halderson's torso there. So, wow. Then he spoke to the media, Chandler Halderson. Remember, July 8th was when he went around to all the neighbors on the ring cam as well, just like, hello, what can your camera see? That was also, I think that was on day 2 as well. Yes, timestamp for you. So go and check it out if you haven't seen that, because when you see how he behaved, he was very, very creepy. And just measuring, what would their security cameras see, of his house? Obviously, because he was being super suspicious. And then later that night, on July 8th, later in the afternoon, he was arrested. And he was initially charged with reporting false information during a missing persons investigation. And when they confirmed that the remains belonged to Bart Halderson, then they charged him with first-degree murder. But they had not yet found Krista Halderson's remains. And so because of his girlfriend at the time, Kat Melander, sharing a Snapchat screenshot that she took with the police saying, well, he was out at this area where he liked to go swimming at a weird hour. So they went to go and search that area, and they found Krista Halderson's legs on July 14th of 2021. And so he was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of mutilating a corpse, 2 counts of hiding a corpse, and then, of course, the initial 2 counts of falsifying, information in a missing persons investigation. So yeah, things escalated very quickly on July 8th of 2021.
Call. When was that?
That one was approximately 3:30 p.m.
Okay. And was that call recorded?
That one was recorded.
And why was that one recorded and the prior 2 not?
At that point, Chandler had called me. We found a torso in the location where he was observed. It appeared to be a male torso at that time. Chandler moved from a person of interest to a suspect at that point.
Sure. The deputies that you had sent up to Langlade County at some point, was any action taken regarding those folks headed up to Langlade County?
Yes, those members of the sheriff's office were part of our crime scene unit. We immediately called them and arranged for them to turn around and come back, as we now had a active crime scene.
Okay. So when we watched the Langlade County video and they talked about Dane County turning around, that was the impetus was you and that stage of the investigation where everything changed.
That was why. Yeah.
Okay. The call that you recorded with Mr. Halderson, approximately what time was that again?
That was approximately 3:30 p.m. I believe 3:38.
I'm showing it's been marked as exhibit number 114. It's a USB drive, correct?
Correct.
And this is the recorded call. You've had an opportunity to listen to this with Mr. Halderson.
Yes.
Okay. Move 114, 115 into evidence for the court record.
No objection.
They are received.
Okay, wait. Now we're going to hear it. Okay, first, Alyssa said, so honored to be a Grizzly. This community has been a safe place for me to deal with the trauma in my life and to be educated as I work with others. Thank you so much, Alyssa. That's wonderful to hear. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so let's have a listen to what Chandler Halderson said.
Confused. I got 2 squads parked right outside my house, and they're not really canvassing. They're just kind of sitting there. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's 4 now. Something going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports. They're probably doing shift change. You know, they've been going around trying to get a hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
All right. Well, any news? With my brother, I haven't heard from him.
No, as far as I know, they're still on their way up north. A couple-hour drive, so he's probably halfway into it, right?
Yeah, I suppose about.
Yeah. Any news on your end at all? Have you gotten any phone calls, text messages?
Gotten any messages other than from concerned I can't. There's no mail. There's a hold on my mail.
Okay.
Is that normal? Are you guys getting it at least?
No, we don't put a hold on people's mail. I've never heard of that happening before.
There's a hold on my mail. There's a ticket in there. All mail held at the station is what it says.
Okay. Yeah, nothing done by us, that's for sure.
Because I'm going to need my medical bills.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't put a hold on people's mail, and typically only the people that live at the address can do that. Did your parents put a hold on the mail? Does it say who put the hold on the mail?
I can go check, I suppose.
Okay.
Do you know of anything? So, I don't know. It's kind of stressful. Sorry, so there's nothing new going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Alright.
Yeah. Who's there? Are you at home still right now, obviously? Because you're saying they're outside. Who's there with you?
Yeah, no, they're not with me. They're just 4 squads just parked outside.
Okay. Who was just talking in the background, Kat?
Yeah, Kat's over with me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like how I pressed on that question because he's like, nope, no one here with me. There's just 4 squad cars outside. Like, okay, then who was in the background? Kat? Yep, she's with me. Well, dumbass, that would have been the answer the first time. Is there anyone there with you? Yes, my girlfriend's here. But no one else. There's just cop cars outside. Yeah, they're ready to round you up.
No, I mean, I can definitely give you a call or message you, I guess, depending. What time are you planning on going to dinner?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
pretty soon here.
Is it cool to call
I was
you?
hoping to hear from... What was that?
Is it cool to call you while
Yeah.
you're at dinner? Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. I mean, obviously with the mail, that has nothing to do with us at all. I've never heard of a detective or law enforcement agency holding somebody's mail. You know, and then as far as everybody in the area, you know, you kind of had to figure we were going to be in the area all day today.
Yeah, I was just wondering why there were 4 cars instead of the canvassing.
Yeah.
Any news about that blue house with the big cameras?
The blue house with the big cameras. Is that the one across the street?
Yeah, across the street, kind of in the corner. It's a newer house.
I haven't talked
I
to...
stopped by their house.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did. The one with all the high tech, you know, 4K quality, you know, HD cameras that can see your house. He's like, oh, what about that blue house? So what did you look at the footage, huh? Is everything okay? Did you see anything? He just really sounds like such a red flag. Even this copy just like, yeah, no, I don't know, dude. Oh wow, I don't know what's going on. Do you know anything?
I have a detective that's getting footage from the area. I don't know exactly which houses he's gotten video from yet. But yeah,
Sounds
there's...
like they downloaded all of it and already have it at IT.
Oh, okay. So he's probably reviewing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes time to go through those things. You figure you can only fast forward so much.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you a holler if anything pops up. You know, and I'll give a call around and just kind of get a briefing from people up in the area.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks, Chandler.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Your
Is
incident
this?
has been updated. Your incident has been updated.
A couple of questions. Solve one thing right away. This issue with the mail, what was that about?
Chandler told me that he received a ticket in the mailbox that the mail was being held.
And did you later learn that that actually was true?
I did, yeah. Law enforcement does not have the ability to hold somebody's mail, so I didn't know exactly what was going on there. Throughout the investigation, we did learn that the Windsor post office had heard of the missing people, Bart and Krista Halderson, and put a hold on the mail for them at that point.
That had nothing to do with you guys?
It had nothing to do with us.
Okay. There were parts of that conversation where Mr. Halderson asked about increased police presence or whether something new had happened in the case. At that point, something new had happened in the case, right?
Correct.
Why did you not tell him that, and why did you answer the questions in the way you did?
So at that point, keep in mind, we had just received the information that a torso was located in the area that Chandler was at the farm. So in the command post, we're trying to arrange a lot of different things. A lot's going on. We're trying to, control that crime scene out there. We're trying to get our crime scene investigators back to the area. I'm trying to get detectives out in the area of the Oak Springs home. I was trying to ask Chandler who was at the house because I'm trying to determine, first if he's home, where he's at. Like I said, he was a suspect at this point, so I just wanted to find out where he was, who he is with. I didn't want to tip him off, that I had other areas or other officers converging into the area.
Okay. What was the plan at that point following that call with Chandler you said about 3:30?
Correct.
And approximately how long before that had you received the torso news?
It was approximately a half hour prior.
So you're 30 minutes into knowing it's a homicide investigation. What plan do you come up with in the command post at that point?
So we had already, like I said, called our crime scene unit back to respond to the farm. We had several deputies and detectives in the area of the Oak Springs address doing canvassing. We're contacting neighbors. We're talking to friends. A lot was going on in that neighborhood. So there was an increased police presence, obviously, throughout the investigation. At that point, a few phone calls were made just to have detectives and deputies more so in the area. And then, basically, I was trying to arrange for Chandler to come downtown to the public safety building where I was located so we could perform an interview.
Sure. And was there anyone else you really wanted to interview that day?
We wanted to interview Kat also.
Okay.
Kat Melander.
How was that accomplished? What happened?
So we had some detectives and also a deputy assist make contact with Chandler and Kat. They consensually, basically they were told that detectives wanted to talk to them downtown, and they consented to that.
Okay. Were they driven downtown or did they drive themselves?
They were driven.
In squad cars?
Correct.
And were they in the same squad car or separate squad cars?
They were in separate.
Okay. When they got down here, were they taken to the same room or were they together for any length of time?
Yes, when they arrived here, when the squads pulled in to the location, they were able to talk. They were right next to each other. They were escorted up the elevators to our interview area, which is in an office area of the building.
Sure. I'm going to show you it's been marked in this case as exhibit number 119. The interview with Chandler, was that audio and video recorded?
Yes, it was.
And you've seen a copy of that in preparation for trial?
Definitely.
119 appeared to be a USB of that video?
Yes.
Yep.
Move 119 and 118 for the court record into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
It is received.
Move to publish.
You may publish.
While I'm getting ready to do that, interview rooms, they have cameras in them?
Correct.
How many cameras usually?
There's typically 2 cameras.
And when Kat and Chandler were brought into these interview rooms, were they walked down together? Were they walked down separately? How did that work?
Yeah, so they would have came up the elevator together in the presence of law enforcement. You would walk out into a hallway. Kat would have went down the hallway to the left and around the corner. Chandler remained in that position because the interview room he was going to was right there.
Okay. And sometimes there's a delay when people get put in the interview room for a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so if we start 8 minutes in, would you be able to represent that nothing notable happened in those first 8 minutes other than Mr. Halderson sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. And there might be a minute or two more right after that before you walk in?
Correct.
Okay. And we'll do that in 1 second. There's another detective that joins you in this interview, correct?
Correct.
Who is that?
Detective Bill Hendrickson.
Why are there 2 detectives at this point in the interview?
We always have 2 detectives in interviews, a couple different philosophies there. My focus as the lead detective is getting the questions out to Chandler and observing his responses, but I also have to take notes so I can remember everything that's being said. The second detective is also watching the body language of the person, and they can also chime in if there's something that they feel I'm missing, maybe not asking the right question or asking the question in the proper way to get the answers that we're looking for. They can chime in and maybe clarify things for us.
Okay. At this point, I think it would probably be best. We'll play this video. I'll move this exhibit as to not obstruct anyone's view. Approximately how long are we going to be watching this video, Detective, just to give everyone an idea of how long they're going to be moved?
I believe the interview is approximately 2 hours long.
Okay. So perhaps dimming the lights, Judge, would be appropriate.
And we may see if we started on the record with the jury at 9:30. I don't know that we can go through the entire interview. We'll find out. Maybe we'll take a break during it if we at an appropriate point, so that we don't go much past 90 minutes in here and come back and finish up the remainder of the video before the noon hour.
I mentioned we might speed up a little bit, but for instance, I'll just jump to 4:30, or I'll jump to 8 minutes and 16 seconds. That's just Mr. Halderson sitting in an interview room?
Correct.
Okay. Now, a couple of questions. Just first, Mr. Halderson is eventually going to move to that chair that's in the bigger part of the screen, right?
Yes.
And that's when you guys come in?
Yes.
Okay.
We ask him to move to the other chair.
But looking at that top left screen at this point, Mr. Halderson's there. It looks like he has a water cup on the table.
He does.
Okay. He's not handcuffed or chained to the floor or anything like that, right?
No, he was down there consensually at that point.
Okay. And you mentioned that as they walked in, Kat went to another room. If you're looking at that top left screen and you were to walk out that door, would Kat have been to the left or would she have been to the right?
She would be to the right of the screen.
Okay. So at least in your knowledge, the last time Mr. Halderson saw Kat, that's the way she was walking?
Correct.
All right. And there might be a minute or two here, but we're going to start playing at 8:16 and play through.
Okay, so I'm starting it from the beginning of the police interview. It's also got captions, which is quite nice as well. I'm checking with you guys if you've ever seen, have you ever seen this police interview or not? I just want to see. It would be interesting while we are chatting live here, which of our live stream chatters have seen it and which have never seen this before. So if you haven't, then wow, buckle up, because hopefully you'll expand the description box if you don't know anything about this case, so that you understand, the outline of what's going on here, and just seeing how much he lies. Like, this guy really lies a lot with a very straight face, okay? So are we ready? Here we go. Okay, well, we don't want to watch nothing. Let's go forward. Get FOMO, okay? I don't want to miss a thing. There he sits. There he sits.
Without a lawyer present, you have the result, Brian Shunk.
Okay, buckle up. Here we go, everyone.
Brian Chandler, how are you doing?
Not good.
Good, good. Would you guys switch spots? Yeah. You want to sit in the red chair? Yeah. What's in the cup? Just water? One water? Okay, here's an extra one. No, you're good. What's
Go ahead.
All right, so we're just gonna talk to you a little bit more, okay? Let's write some signage here.
The other one.
All right, just so you know, I'm gonna record stuff, okay? Just helps me remember everything and picks up everything that we talk about. All right, so Brian Shunk, Detective Dane County Sheriff's Office, we spoke yesterday.
Yeah. Chandler Halderson.
Yep. What's your middle initial, Jan?
M.
M as in Michael.
Michael.
And then your birth date.
3/15/1998.
Got it. And then your cell phone I already had. We've been talking on that. So obviously we're here. We want to talk a little bit about your parents going missing, right, Krista and Bart. Before we get started, just because you're up here, okay, so I'm just going to read you your constitutional rights, okay? So it's a Dane County issued card that they give us, so I'll just read them to you right off the card, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the question and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
Do you understand the rights I just read?
I do.
Okay. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Just need a yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes,
the
okay,
second
yes,
one.
okay.
So I'll just read it again. Realizing that you have these rights, are you now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Oh, I will make a statement.
Okay.
So you understand them? You're willing to talk?
Could I have the card so I could read it? I missed some. I'm sorry. I'm
I can read
still
it to
having
you.
a little bit of problems. The third one.
All right, I'll read it.
Let's start all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just read them all again.
Thank you.
No big deal.
All right. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at public expense before or during any questioning if you so wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning.
Okay.
So then the only two questions I asked were, do you understand?
Yeah,
your
I
rights?
understand, and I am willing to make a statement.
Okay, perfect. All right. So like we already said, I talked to you yesterday. So today is July 8th. It's about 5:11 now. We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't go to the department. I went to their office break room area.
In the same building.
I think it's mixed in with the city hall.
Okay. But nonetheless, a deputy
Yeah.
came and
Yes.
spoke to you. Okay. So you reported your parents missing. We got some information from you yesterday. We've been following leads last night, working today to go through different things, just trying to locate them, right? So I guess if you want to start with, let's just go back to last Wednesday.
Wednesday. I was with my dad. What time Wednesday? I remember it.
When they talk about last Wednesday, so this interview was July 8th of 2021. He murdered his parents on July 1st, which was a Thursday of 2021. So the day before that would be the Wednesday they're referring to, which would be then June 30th. So then when they're like, let's go back to then. And obviously, yeah, this guy has to go way back. For him, it's like years ago. What do you mean? Why am I even here?
It was kind of a bad day.
Okay. Why was it a bad day?
Well, my mom had work, so she was gone. My dad and I were watching something over lunch. It was The Wheel of Fortune, and we would normally have the couch, with our back facing the table we sat at the end of you coming.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
That room with the TV. I tossed the ball and I smashed the glass
Okay.
with the dog's help. That set my dad off, and we tried to clean it up.
Okay.
I don't know about him, but I got injured. But he was mad. He didn't really talk to me too much that day. My mom got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
What time does she work, do you know?
7:30 is when she leaves. I don't know her hours, but I know when she leaves
Okay.
is 7:30. And then all the way up till 5, and she comes home 5:20, 5:30.
Did she come home about 5:20, 5:30 that day?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So you guys are downstairs, just to touch back on that quick. So the couch, so yesterday when we were down in your basement, the couches were
In a bed. He helped me put him in a bed before,
Okay.
yeah, on Thursday. But they put it into a bed so I could sleep near the bathroom, and the dogs sleep in that floor. So
okay.
they'll be a lot better if they're sleeping on that floor.
Right. So he's explaining the couch fort away as his dad helped him push those couches together so that the dogs could sleep there and he would be sleeping in the bathroom. Is that what he's saying? Like, what the hell? This guy just starting off with big lies. Just like, well, the 30th of June was a bad day. No, actually the 1st was of July because you murdered your parents and dismembered them. But okay, the 30th of June, he says, was a bad day because, you know, he was playing with a ball, with the dog, and the dog smashed the glass at the fireplace. Yeah. I mean, wow, to start off with that, like, wow, what a red flag. What a conversation starter. He was using that fireplace on the evening of July 1st going to the 2nd because he was trying to burn his parents' dismembered remains. And when that plan failed, he thought, oh crap, clearly, and had to go and scatter remains everywhere. How horrific. So right there, that's a lie. He's already introducing the injury to his, he didn't say toe, but he got injured. Why? In case they find blood. He got an ouchie on his toe. And today we will see an exhibit of that toe. We will see a picture of that huge sarcasm inserted injury.
Downstairs floor?
Yeah,
Just cooler for him or something?
kind of, yeah.
Probably. Okay. All right, so you were tossing a ball. What type of ball was it?
It's this gross, hairy tennis ball that
Oh, okay.
Rizzo loves.
All right. Just like a green tennis ball, like a normal
Yeah,
ball. Okay.
with the squeaker, not like a
Oh.
tennis racquetball, but
They don't chew
dog
those. My
tennis
dog
ball.
chews those out of any tennis ball. They just chew the squeakers out and then they don't play with them anymore. All right, so you're just tossing that around, broke the fireplace glass. You said you were injured. What type of injury?
I got a pretty deep hole in my foot. Last night Mary looked at it and she said the reason it keeps bleeding is because there's glass in it.
Oh,
So-
that's you showed us your toe.
Yeah, I showed the
Okay.
detective
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Show us your toe, Chandler. Show it. He's going to show it later to the detectives, okay? We won't see it yet. You guys will have to wait for the toe to be exposed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one. It could be infected is what she's thinking, but Neosporin's been helping.
Okay. Good.
Keeping
it clean and stuff. Best you can.
I know how, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Wednesday, back to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Once I got all the glass out of the dog's hair, she didn't sustain any injuries.
Good.
Nothing even on her nose. She got it with her shoulder bone, I believe. So glass dog. That was roughly around 2. And then the rest, he didn't really talk to me. I went back to doing like a job search, kind of just shitting my day away. Just getting games, YouTube maybe. That's when I came across one of the jobs I liked. But then 5 o'clock rolled up by and Mom came home. Dinner.
What did you guys have Wednesday night?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Who made it?
I think it was probably just stuff from the fridge.
Okay.
I think we all did our own thing again.
Sure.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while we were leaving, people were going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
Should there be?
No, I'm just wondering if
Okay.
can they go in?
As far as I know, they were at your house and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk to us.
But Officer Haley just like walked pretty much in to the gate. You know, the gate on the outside.
Mhm.
She just kind of walked in. I was wondering if
Was
we got
that
a warrant.
when you were getting your wallet?
No, we were I was in the car waiting to leave. I was just wondering if everything's okay because she
Okay.
said something's happened
Okay.
and we need to go down.
All right. I'll find out what that's about.
Well, has anything bad happened? Oh.
Not sure. All right. So Wednesday night, Mom comes home. Dad was angry. Was he yelling or what was? How would you
it was-
describe Dad being angry?
It was he would yell if you said something to him, I guess. If you talk to him, if you give him his space, he'll be okay. So
Wednesday night.
Wednesday, if you just give
how
him his
was it that
space.
night?
That's all we did. Just give him his space. He wouldn't yell or do anything.
Okay.
That's all we had to do. Ma and I went to clean, do some laundry, make our beds, stuff like that.
Who's we?
Ma and I.
Your mom. Okay. And that was Wednesday night.
Yeah, that was, we had an early night. No TV that night.
Gotcha. What time did your parents go to bed Wednesday night, do you think?
I was in bed at 8.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't help like rolling my eyes, like, come on. Yeah, no TV that night. Like he was 23 years old at the time. He's 23 sitting there and he's making like I was grounded and there was no TV that night and just give Dad space. He was very angry. I'm sure that day his dad was upset because he just found out that Chandler had been lying about going to college, lying about having a job, really lying about everything. So that is interesting, very telling, you know, when they leave little bits of information that are the truth, they pepper it in. They meaning, you know, defendants like this that are later found to be very, very guilty. Sure, but I mean, just being like, yeah, no TV that night and went to bed at 8 p.m. Yeah, right, 8 p.m. I don't think so. Oh my goodness, Jennifer Fox, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you when they went to bed.
Okay. No worries. And you were downstairs. That's where you've been sleeping. You told me last
No,
night.
I was in my room Wednesday.
Upstairs. Okay. Gotcha. So, in the bedroom upstairs, and then you slept downstairs. Why have you been sleeping downstairs again? You told me last night.
Bathroom.
The bathroom's right
I
there.
need to be close because stairs, I can't see too well in the dark now. So.
Yeah. Gotcha. And just like last night, I'm jotting some notes quick. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean one thing is more important than the other. It just means that I need to remember stuff and sometimes.
I understand.
Gotcha. All right. So, did you sleep with your door closed that night or open?
Oh yeah, I always have it closed.
Closed door. Yeah, makes sense.
I have a feeling they argued a little bit after.
Parents did. What were they arguing about?
Probably what set my dad off that day, the glass.
Okay.
Us not having food ready. Stuff like that. We just microwave whatever was in the fridge, I suppose.
Yeah. Who was upset about that?
Dad.
Dad was. Okay.
He usually doesn't like that. He likes when we cook.
Okay.
And I.
Okay.
Listen to this narrative this guy is building. Like, my dad is just such an abusive guy. Like, he doesn't like it when we aren't cooking, slaving away in that kitchen. I mean, Chandler liked to cook, yes, but Krista also did. I mean, there was apparently lots of food preparation there. I don't know. I think this is just obviously already building the story of like Dad was a very, very angry guy, but he's giving himself away already. Because like I feel like they were arguing when I went to bed. Oh, okay. What were they arguing about? Probably that we didn't cook. He doesn't like that. Oh my goodness. Hello to Trial TV Live. Welcome, and yes, Happy New Year to you as well.
Does he ever cook?
I haven't seen him cook. Oh, he grills. He likes to grill. He grilled on Thursday.
Nice.
That is so sorry. Okay.
I think
Actually, I'm not sorry. That's what I'm here for, is commentary, okay? I take my sorry back. He grilled on Thursday, you guys. He shot his dad on Thursday. I'm going to triple check this. Hold on. Thursday, the 1st of July. When he says he grilled on Thursday, no, Chandler, you grilled his remains on Thursday night. He was trying with a measuring tape to measure the size that the remains needed to be so that he could burn his parents' remains in the fireplace. Now, he's a dumbass because he didn't realize that would never work out. But he did try to burn some. They did find some, over 100 bone fragments in the ash trap. And also one bone right there in plain sight in the fireplace, even though there were fresh logs put on. But when he says that is just like, he grilled on Thursday. With the context we have now, oh wow.
I told one officer the green egg he got, it makes terrible food, but yeah.
Dad does?
Yeah. Well, the green egg itself.
Oh, the green egg. That's like a grill or something?
Yeah, it's insulated and makes everything smoky.
Oh, okay.
It's Thursday morning. I wake up.
What time you think?
6.
Okay.
Dogs.
We talked about that yesterday. 6 a.m. is kind of your deal, right? 6 a.m.
Yep. That internal clock now.
Yeah.
I haven't used the thing in a while.
All right.
6. I don't often eat breakfast, so I kind of just stay in my room on my phone. Help my mom out getting ready in the morning. She left for work at 7:30. I got her whatever she had to do. What was it? It was meaningless tasks, like just daily, like pillowcase changes and sheet changes, stuff like that, you know, in the morning.
Before work?
Yeah. That's what we always do. Then she's gone. My dad starts the grill around 8:39
in the morning.
To get the temperature right.
Was he working from home that day, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my. He's making like the dad started the grill at 8:30 in the morning to get the temperature just right. I mean, I think so he says. He's just telling them without telling him. As Barbara Knoll said, that green egg makes terrible food. It makes everything smoky, is what he said. You know, in case they're wondering, why does it smell so smoky? Oh, it's the green eggs. So saying that his dad started the grill at 8:30 to get the temperature just right. On that day, July 1st of 2021, in reality, Chandler shot his father in the back just after what police believe is just after 3 p.m. And then his mother when she got home. So yeah, this timeline is interesting of how he says it went that day.
We ate the grill. Nothing really happened between that. We kind of either were outside with the dogs from the lighting of the grill, him going in, taking a couple calls now and then, or emails or something. But we just kind of watched the grill and waited to get it set steady at the hamburgers for 350-ish.
Okay.
Then, yeah, we just kind of waited.
For the burgers?
And then we had We ate noon 30. Or 12:30, sorry.
Sure.
Then we went inside and had our TV show again, Wheel of Fortune. It's always on around our time for lunch. Or was it Family Feud? The Family Feud was Thursday. Family Feud.
Where'd you guys watch that at? Downstairs?
Same.
Okay. Did you guys have a TV upstairs? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
Not allowed.
I mean, according to him, the dad, none of this is true. Okay, based on evidence in this case. Okay, but according to him, his dad lit the grill at 8:30 in the morning so that they could have burgers at 3:50 p.m. I mean, only him and his dad would be home then. His mom wouldn't even be home yet. But interesting timing, seeing as he murdered his dad just after 3 p.m. So already then, in reality, he would be thinking about what am I going to do with his body. So if he says, around 3:50 p.m. burger time, it's more like, yeah, you're planning already what you're going to do, right? Sure. Noni Ann says green egg is a smoker, ruins food in my opinion. Possibly, yes, but I think in Chandler's case, yeah, he was just trying to explain away. I don't think there were any green eggs, no. He was just trying to explain away the smoke, right?
Sorry, I'm really trying with the memory.
That's fine.
Then, yeah, we went to go do our own things. I went back to a little bit more job searching. This time I branched into DeForest instead of just Windsor looking. He went back to work. We planned on something went well. Oh, we were I don't know, something went well for him. So that's all. Then we were hanging out again. My mom texts. I believe I texted her everything's going well. His phone died, my dad. He didn't believe. He's kind of like charged it, put it on the dock, and left it. Then we just kind of hung out, and my mom gets home, and I start shrimp scampi for my dad because that's what he wanted. But
What? Dude, these stories don't make any sense. He can't even keep track of his own life. So there's burgers at 3:50. His mom gets home after 5. Now it's shrimp scampi because that's what his dad wanted. Wow. All this activity is talking a lot about food. Yeah, when in reality, that's not really what was going on, clearly. Rob says, thank you for your excellent trial coverage. Happy New Year. And to you. Thank you so much, Rob. Sure, okay.
we didn't have shrimp, so I made shrimpless scampi. That's where they told me while we were eating it, they were gonna go with their friends, and I was like, oh, cool.
And they said they were going cabin.
Yeah.
friends,
Well,
okay.
we're going up north.
Up
That's
north
how
with
they
friends, okay.
referred to it.
Who said that, mom or dad?
Ma. My dad doesn't talk while he eats.
Okay.
So there we are at Thursday dinner, up north of the cabin. My dad says, I'll need a set for pipe repair and gas. So I'm like, all right. I grabbed the pipe repair stuff from his plumbing chest, or plumbing box. It's like a tote of what you'd need for pipe repair. And 2 whatever jerry cans. I can't remember the amount, but they're red with the safety nozzles. Got those squared away. They had most of their duffels already packed at that point. And we all just started bringing them down to to the mudroom with the shoes
Yeah.
by the garage.
Where you showed me him.
After that, we watched what was that? There's a Netflix original, Seven Underground, the thrill-seeking, like, it's like they fake their deaths and they fly airplanes and they like fight at the evil of the world by being ghosts. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. Who was watching that?
The three of us.
All three of you? Okay.
All three. And that put it at 9. They had their drinks. Went to my computer. My computer was at that black table we sat at.
Sure.
We saw all that stuff.
Oh. Dealer says, what I understood was the burgers cook at 350 degrees. They were consumed at 1230. Is that what you all understood as well? I'm going to have to listen again. Again to that. Maybe that would make more sense, actually.
Played a video game called Tarkov till midnight. Well, after
That's probably
midnight,
true.
maybe even. Kind of lose track of time. And my parents by then were asleep. And got their teeth brushed and everything. Then I got upstairs. Oh, that was Thursday. Yeah, so I did. So we got the bed all set before we played Tarkov, and that's when I crawled into bed from the black table. So after our movie, we set up my couch bed, and the pillows for the girls.
Who helped you set the bed up?
My dad.
Dad, okay.
Yes, he knew he was leaving, and I would need that. Friday morning, I woke up. They had left with the stuff was all set out. They remembered the gas. I found the folding chairs that they wanted to bring, but they never brought them. I'm assuming they couldn't fit them. They're big. So I put those away. That was Friday morning. I go upstairs, feed the dogs. It was around 6-ish, not 6:15 when I woke up. I was a little late that day.
6:15 Friday, okay.
That's just when I looked at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs. Saw my ma's note, the insurance for my appointment. I just ate whatever's on the counter. I think it was cornbread.
Where was the note from your mom?
That was on the kitchen, like there's a peninsula.
Yeah.
With the insurance stacked up. But I moved it to the table.
Okay. And then those insurance cards were there also that we saw yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knew which one I would need. But I have 3 now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Friday.
Yep. so
No,
it was
I
Friday
hung
morning.
out with Kat Friday night, I believe.
What'd you do Friday during the day?
Oh yeah, let's work backwards. I got up, shit the day away. I played video games.
Okay. Parents are gone, why not, right?
Yeah, I didn't do anything that I should have. I should have been cleaning and all of that.
Well, the house seemed pretty clean when I was there.
You see all the dog hair? That's got to be gone.
It
All
comes
of it.
along with it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Friday during the day, just played video games, kind of.
Yeah, then after work, I believe that was the day Kat came over.
After whose work?
Kat, she is
Oh, after
5.
her work.
5 is her work when
Okay.
she was off. believe she came over.
So she was done around 5.
This
Okay.
cat came at 5, you say? Did you say?
I don't think she went straight here after. I
Let's not make
believe
sure
she
her
came
jury
over. It could have been later, like 6, maybe give her time for like getting clothes.
This was after work, did you say? Where's
Yeah.
she work at?
She works downtown Middleton
Oh,
as
okay.
a farm tech.
Okay.
She, I believe she stayed with me on that couch that night.
So she spent the night over.
Yeah.
You guys both slept on the couch downstairs?
Yeah.
What'd you do before you
Wait,
went to bed?
that was Friday night. That might have been my own night. I might be wrong. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think I spent that night alone. I just kind of gamed online with some of my friends. Oh, I said Saturday night. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
So, one night, I gamed alone all night. One night, Kat spent the night on the couch. Oh, and Sunday, she spent the night in my bed with me. She helped me out upstairs.
Sunday night.
Sunday night, I know that because she didn't want to spend another night on the couch bed. She didn't like it. And she went to work on Monday morning. So that was my bed night. We, backtracking, one night she spent on the couch with me, with like the couch bed we've made.
Mm-hmm.
But one night I gamed all night, or all day and night, pretty much. And I'm pretty sure that was Friday night. And let's go with Saturday was my night alone.
Okay.
Let's go with, yeah, Saturday was my night alone. So was Friday then. You gamed all night, aka had that fireplace going, huh?
So Friday, we believe she came over,
Yes.
and then Saturday was the game night.
Yes. So backtracking to Friday, when she came by, we actually we just there's this movie or TV series on Netflix. We watched pretty much the entirety of that into the morning. It was a apocalypse show.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
What time do you guys think you went to bed?
We stayed up well until 10, I would say.
PM?
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta be at least. The morning. Saturday, we didn't do much. She left. This is when I'm really starting to notice my legs.
Okay.
I'm kind of having the anxiety and all of that, and like getting a little frustrated with myself and all of that. Like it wasn't too bad until like last week Tuesday when I started noticing it, and Saturday was like the peak, and it's kind of stayed out like this.
Okay. Peak anxiety, and
this kind of like set me like to ask for some space, and I just kind of gamed Saturday. Couldn't tell you when I went to bed. I think I might have even stayed up till 2. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the same game. Escape from Tarkov. I couldn't get a hold of any of my friends to play with, unfortunately. I played like some here and there from Discord, but none would like stick around for that late in the night.
Sure.
Then we get to Sunday. It's the 4th. The morning, I'm a little worried about my family. I think I called my mom. Oh, throughout I've called, I don't know the times though. Throughout the weekend, I mean. But I called my mom, I believe, in the morning or along those lines, and I get a text from her. It was a text message, it wasn't even an iMessage, so I assumed. She said White Lake today, so she sent it that day. I couldn't figure out where she was because it was a text. There was no iMessage, so I kind of just like left it at that. They're safe. They're alive. Then get to the afternoon. I'm talking to Dan. I call him up and I ask him, well, what he's doing. Or maybe that was the morning, but I called Dan that Sunday.
It's difficult here when he's like, maybe it was this day or maybe it was that day. I mean, I think he's doing that intentionally. Of course, he's also trying to tell the story in reverse. He can't keep a story straight. He's trying to keep track of his own lives with his timeline. But he's also, you know, bringing in a lot of ambiguity there of maybe it was Friday night till 2, maybe it was Saturday, maybe Kat came over on Friday, maybe it was Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, they're tracking everything, just like I'm sure many of us are. I know that his cadence is a bit annoying here because it's not his baseline from what we've seen from, you know, on the ring camera footage, the media interviews, the way he spoke to the police officers. It's very slow. He's speaking like a sloth. He's in sloth mode, trying to keep track of his own lies, okay? But I don't want to speed it up because I wanted us to see his body language and everything as it is. Look at him go. If we speed it up, it will seem like he's speaking like he did to everyone else. He isn't. Super slow, very carefully thinking about all these lies and trying to, you know, trying to get them to make sense, but they don't. Do you think they make sense? Nah, they hardly do.
And what he's up to, if he wanted to hang out, is I don't like being alone at the house very long.
Dan is mom's coworker / friend?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Go over there he invited me for fireworks in his driveway.
You invited yourself, dude.
You said yesterday he lived in DeForest or Windsor, one or the other.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
I could point it at a map.
One or the other, I think it was.
So, throughout the day, the dogs, it's just me and the dogs, the fireworks, and the dogs are like running around and into things. I'm trying to keep them okay. All they're doing is knocking stuff over, spilled their water. They haven't eaten. They won't go outside for me. Even on a leash, I couldn't get them out.
What was the deal with that?
Fireworks.
Oh, the fireworks
All
are
day.
spooking them so much.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
day.
gotcha.
So
I think he was spooking
I
them.
put them both into the fort, cranked the TV.
Did that seem to help at all with them?
Yeah, the loud TV helped. Rizzo doesn't like, or maybe does like New Girl, the TV show, so we watched that. It's the theme song that gets her, I think. She barks. So we watched that. Izzy fell asleep, so Izzy's the old dog.
Older one.
So we're at Sunday. We're at Sunday evening. Kat comes by to help me with the girls.
So she wasn't there during the day?
No, it was just me and the dogs. She left Sunday morning.
Okay.
From the... No, she left. Saturday morning because I spent
Oh,
Saturday by
it was-
myself.
I see that.
And then Sunday, it was just me and the girls till whenever Kat got there. We didn't eat together, I don't think. No, this is Sunday. This is Sunday. So I went to Kat's house.
On Sunday.
I actually, yeah. So that was Sunday morning is when I left the girls. So all of Sunday morning, I had the girls in the fort and we watched New Girl. I went to Kat's house Sunday to eat, but we ended up not eating there. We went to Cress's house. It's Cottage Grove or Cascade? No, Cedarburg.
Don't pretend you don't know where it is. You know exactly where it is. You were scoping the place out on the 4th of July. He did go there to his girlfriend's mother's partner's property, Crescent Lasai. If you didn't see her testify yesterday, go check out day 3. It's all timestamped for you. So, I mean, he went out there. He wanted to go walk around on the property, you know, check out the chicken coop, already scoping the place out so that he could come back by himself the next day on July 5th. So let's hear what he talks. What does he say about that 5th? You know, going for a swim, because what he was really doing was disposing of his father's torso and a bin and a tarp and tools that he used to dismember his parents and a bag of bloody rags. In fact, a Target bag with his girlfriend's name still on it because she did a pickup at Target to, you know, bring groceries and things, make dinner. So yes. Hello to Interrogation Files. Thank you so much for being here as well, and Happy New Year to you. Okay.
It's a sea town area.
Okay. So where is it? Near
I've never.
Cress.
Whose house was that?
Cress.
Oh, Chris?
Cress.
So Cress is.
You've
just
seen her
so-
in my phone.
Yeah, I saw the calls to her.
She
That's your
helps me out with everything.
Cat's
Mom's girlfriend.
mom's girlfriend.
Okay.
Cat's mom's girlfriend.
I try to talk to her as much because she's like, I don't know, wise, and she really helps me with what's going on with me. Because I've been in a slump, I'd say.
Okay.
But
She helps me. So Chris helps him mentally, but he'll just use her property to make it a crime scene. Yeah, nice one.
So went to Cat's house Sunday to eat. What time do you think you went over there?
food at 3:30 is what they said.
So about 3:30 you went over to Cat's?
Oh, I was at Kat's well before. I was at there noon.
Okay.
Noon, let's say.
Noon. Where does Cat live?
The east side?
East side of Madison?
Yeah.
Okay. You know the, I'm sure I could look it up, but do you know the road at all or anything?
Trafalgar? Or Andrew Lane? Trafalgar?
Okay. I'll look it up. That's fine. So you met her Sunday about noon.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do at her place?
Well, she realized my legs, I wouldn't be able to do stuff with them. So her brother, and her brother's date went to a thrift store while she had me sleep. Just,
Alright,
she
so-
just put me to bed and they went. And then they get home around 2:30. Kat and I rush back to my house, let the girls out, and we go back straight to the farm.
Okay. Were you at the farm before you went to let the dogs out, or?
No, we were at Kat's, like, it's like a duplex.
So Cat's house Sunday around noon. You went to sleep with Cat, her sister,
Her brother
Cat's brother,
and his date.
and his date. Okay. Sorry about that.
Isn't it amazing how he's a convicted and sentenced criminal, okay? So in hindsight, which is 2020, how these criminals just give so many details, like way too many details when they're lying or trying to cover up information, you know, things that they did. It's like the dog spilled the water and then this happened and then, you know, Kat went to the thrift store, like so many unnecessary details. I mean, this is a high pressure situation. You're in a police interview room. You know, to share all those details. Oh my goodness.
To a thrift store.
then we went to Cress's and we ate. After that, James left after dinner, leaving his date with us, and we took a swim. After the swim, we left, went to Kat's house to drop off his date. The date stayed at Kat's house. I think the date is a Rose, maybe, is what her name was.
Rose. Had you ever met her before?
No, this was a Tinder match from her brother, Kat's brother.
Okay. What time do you suppose you guys went to Cress's house? So, got to Kat's around noon. Went to
2:30
sleep.
they got back.
Okay.
Kat and I went to my house to let the dogs out, then we left. I think we got gas. And then we went to Cress's. So I would say we got to... It was maybe 4 when we got there. We were late for dinner. But it was good because they were still setting up.
Where'd you guys get gas at? Do you remember that?
One of the quick trips in town. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
When you say in town, are we talking DeForest, Sun Prairie?
DeForest, it had to be.
Okay.
I think we got. I'm still not super sure, but I know we were doing something on the way, or we didn't do something. I thought we were gonna do a return, but I'm jumbling it right now. So just have that. We went to my house and back to Cress's. We were late.
Okay.
For dinner.
The way he's like, just add that, you know, jumbling things up now. Just add it as if it's like, just add this to my story there, okay? So he's narrating a story, and he's telling the cops just add that in, as if they're not wanting facts. Just add in that, you know, this was the time that happened. Sure, because that's how this works, Chandler.
What were you guys driving? Were you in your
Kat's red Subaru.
Okay. Was she driving or you?
She
Okay.
drives that. Kat's her car.
Red Subaru, you said?
Yeah, it's at my house right now.
Oh, okay. And you rode with her?
Yes.
Where'd you guys go for a swim?
There's like a little pool up at the Cress's house.
Oh,
She's been helping me with my walking and everything, and they get me there.
Okay. Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
It must have been nice with how hot it has been.
Yeah, they got something fancy to heat it from the sun.
Okay.
But that was the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Then we went back to around 6, no, later, maybe 7. We went back to Kat's apartment, dropped off Rose, got Kat's dirty or wet clothes. She had wet clothes because she was going to dry them, and we went to my house together.
So Rose got dropped off at Kat's?
Yeah, the duplex in the east side.
Okay.
So in case anyone's lost, he's still talking about Sunday, July 4th of 2021. He murdered his parents on July 1st of 2021. And he spent that night with that fireplace going, trying to burn their remains that he had dismembered. That did not work out well, so he had to come up with new plans. So on Saturday, he was telling Kat, he's doing lots of chores. She can come over for dinner, but then she needs to go home and she can come back on Sunday morning. So she did come over and left, and she came back on Sunday. He went to Kat's house. Then they went to Cress's house for a 4th of July type of, like lunch. And then they went to Krista's co-worker's house, Dan's house, to watch the fireworks. And then eventually, Chandler and Kat went back to his house, where they were apparently sleeping in that couch fort area. So, I'm just reminding us because he can, he can go this way and that way. And when you look again, you're like, which day are we on again? And which is what I think he's trying to do, obviously, is to just distract with way too many details. But, you know, we keep track. Obviously, the police are keeping track. And by this time, you can see the time at the bottom here as well. On the 8th of July of 2021, they had found a torso on Cress's property where Cress and Dulce, which is Chandler's girlfriend at the time's mother, Dulce, and her partner, Cress, it was Cress's property. They said, well, he was out there, somewhere like there in the wooded area, you know? So they went to look there and they found Bart Halderson's torso. So they already know a lot more than they're letting on. They're just letting this guy talk and talk and talk and talk, which is just amazing to see.
Was James with you guys at that point, or?
No, James left after dinner around 4:35.
Okay.
Gotta keep it day quiet or some shit.
Was he not getting along with Rose, or?
No, he had work.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. Working on the 4th of July.
Yeah, something.
So did Rose get dropped off at Cat's duplex then?
Yes. We'll refer to Cat's house as a duplex.
Yep.
Cress is the farm.
Yep.
They grow berries.
Yep.
My house is my house. That's how we refer.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Sunday night about 7.
Sunday
Drop
night
Rose
about
off
7.
at
We
Cat's.
get Rose dropped off. We get to my house. And then we go to my house in DeForest, Windsor. We feed the girls. We put her clothes that she brought, the wet stuff, in the dryer because that's what she needed to do. We get her clothes dry. That's after we get back, actually. And then we go to dance.
Okay.
For the fireworks. That he asked us to come by 8:30. For some reason, I was trying to leave, but I was making a joke about it that we're gonna be late, like stuff like that, goofy crap. I drove to dance.
Okay. Which car were you guys in?
My dad's Subaru. It's a blue.
Driving your dad's Subaru around. But then also suddenly your legs are working. You can drive. I thought your legs were giving out on Saturday already, and they weren't working. You couldn't drive. But there he is, driving all over the place. We've already seen a presentation of the home and just the in and out with the vehicles in and out. He was going all over the place, making trips to Fleet Farm, to, is it called Quick Trip? I think it is. Buying ice, buying tarps, buying all sorts of things, and scattering his parents' remains.
One in the garage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then we get there. We stay for 45 to an hour. That's how I got the bottle rocket marks.
Show me those again.
The sparks.
That's right, you said
Got some bottle rocket marks. He burnt himself with what is a bottle rocket, a firework, right? With fireworks. But yet, he had told Kat, he said he burnt himself on the grill. I think it was Kat that gave that detail, or one of the detectives, right? Here he's telling them, a bottle rocket, yeah. Yeah, he told Kat that he burnt himself on the grill. 2 different stories. One to Kat, one to the police. I mean, he can't even keep his story straight between his girlfriend and the police. Wow, okay.
I think this was a wad or something that flew back.
Shot back out of it.
Yeah, that one stuck in for a little bit. That's why it's so bad, but these are sparks.
Okay. Those are at Dan's house you got those?
Dance.
At Dan's.
I didn't know the stick. You don't hold the stick. The stick flies with it.
Oh, sure.
I didn't know.
I love the detectives kind of fake laughed. He's like, she was like, cool, dude, keep talking, yeah. And then?
So you're over at Dan's house, about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, get my hands a little bit. We find a firework that it spins and takes off, and it went straight to the bush. So we were like, no more of that. We're done.
Did it light the bush on fire?
No, thankfully it wasn't hot enough for that.
Good.
After that, we cleaned. I gave him a bottle of wine as a thank you for letting us come. Thankfully, I still have a couple bottles at home. While we're there, Dan had a few beers. His girlfriend was there, or fiance, or wife. I'm not sure.
Interesting, because there you're like Dan's girlfriend, fiance, wife. But when you're talking about your own girlfriend's mother's partner, you're like girlfriend, Chris. That was fiance, Chris. Okay.
The relationship, but she was there.
Know her name?
Never got her name. Just Dan's girlfriend. She's got purple hair. She's IT at MATC. Like, the school's own IT.
Yeah, she did better than you, Chazzy.
Anybody else there?
Just the two of us, and then the neighbors watched. One to our left and one across the street. One group. The one across the street had some cooler stuff than I've ever seen a person be able to own, firework-wise. But there we are, and then someone in the distance, kind of closer to our house, launched a mortar, artillery firework, and then I was like, okay, we have to go home for the dogs, so we went, and that was pushing 9:30, 9:45. We got home. We got into the couch fort.
And then?
And put on Daybreak, was the apocalypse show. Daybreak. Put on that because we're trying to finish it.
On Netflix.
Yes. This is Kat and I still.
Yeah.
She was spending the night. The whole time, dogs are pushing me, nosing me, and everything. And so we kind of stop and stop watching, and she goes to bed. I'm trying to let the dogs out, or at least go back in a little bit. But the fireworks, they couldn't. We get to bed upstairs in my room because she doesn't like the couch, and she had work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's 10-ish, 10:30, and then the whole time the younger dog keeps jumping on us. So I leave Kat in the bed, and I go sit out down in the couches and chairs down by the real dinner table. I go sit there and just hang out with the dogs so Kat can get asleep.
Where we first started talking last night?
Yes,
Like
the main
kitchen,
door.
dining room, and the couches? Okay, gotcha.
I sit down there so Kat can get some sleep because I don't work tomorrow. She does. Then I put the ladder in front of those steps so the girls can't come up. They pee on the kitchen, the tiles, so I clean that, and well, at least they went before bed, you know. It wasn't the worst.
Any hydrogen peroxide, Chazzy? What did you clean it with? What all were you doing? These details are it's just so much fluff. The detectives really have to focus on those bullet points of wait, because they already know. They already know things. He's going to get arrested after this interview. We'll see it.
They're not going to go outside.
Yeah.
Then I go to bed. Then it's Monday morning. Kat goes to work 7:50-ish, maybe earlier.
This would be Monday morning, July 5th of 2021. So his girlfriend goes to work, and now he's planning to go back to Chris's property, but later. He goes there later in the afternoon. I think it was around 4 or 4:30 p.m. Yeah, because he's deciding what's he going to do with his dad's remains. Scary stuff.
Then I'm left to myself, so we put on New Girl in the couch fort on Monday morning. I go back and forth through some video games, and then back, and video games, back, and then
Those don't like to stand up very good.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stretch a little bit while I'm sitting. Hurts. So new girl, video games. This is Monday. We're getting later. I have a little bit to eat for lunch. Well, at the end of the day on Monday, I did go, or the afternoon, I did go to the farm to talk to Cress and Kat's mom. I told them what's happening with my health because I had the appointment at 2.
Did you go to the farm before or after?
After, because I told them what happened to me. And I told them the legs are probably going to be permanent and the headaches should be fixed after the hemorrhage is cleared a little bit. So, now that I'm there, I talked to their mom, and Crest together. And I think Kat's mom is alright with me. She's, I don't know, she wants me to move into the east side Kat's house.
Okay.
And start paying rent as an apartment because she doesn't like that I live at home.
Does Kat live with their mom or?
Kat has an apartment
Okay.
somewhere.
Kat does?
Yeah, it's on.
Kat has an apartment somewhere. On the east side, he said earlier. He said other names too, but now, okay, she's got an apartment. Maybe they wanted me to move in there and pay rent. You were talking about SpaceX just a few days ago, dude. SpaceX, an apartment in Florida. All this money you were gonna make, come on.
It's by Mifflin.
Okay.
The Party Avenue. It's by there.
Okay.
So I'm there talking to their mom and Cress. Then I go up to have, a breakdown by their shed, and they go swimming.
A breakdown by their shed. A breakdown? What are you saying there? You mean you're wheeling your dad's torso out to the woods and hiding your dismemberment tools? Yeah, all of that. He's like, yeah, they go swimming. But also, Cress said yesterday that she didn't even know that Dulce was going to be there. It was like, whoa, because Dulce had come over because she heard that Chandler had gone over, and she's like, what? He went over by himself? And she was all embarrassed because Cress would normally be topless around her house or swimming topless. So she was like, oh no, he's gonna get a big fright. So she raced out there as well. And then they were all there, as in Cress, Dulce, and Chandler. But he's like, yeah, when we got there, we were there. I was telling them what happened to me. What happened to you? You mean what happened to your parents? But yeah, he was playing the victim all the way.
Right by the swimming pool is the shed, so they wanted to watch me, break down and all that. So after
what? The shed is near the pool. Not really, not where he was parked. It's near the pool, and so they just wanted to watch me break down. So they are swimming and they want to watch me break down. What is he even saying? My goodness.
I noticed they're just watching. I just walk over to them.
Describe your breakdown to me.
I actually cried.
The guy laughs.
Started.
Oh my word. This guy is so, wow. He's just like, I was actually crying. No. Deepest delight right there. He is smiling his ass off. He thinks this is funny now. Sure. Did you see that? Okay, keep going.
Kicking grass. Just doing the toddler tantrum shit. Then I hopped in the water with them.
Okay.
So it was too late. I was in the water and I realized Crest didn't have a top.
Okay.
And that was uncomfortable. But I talked to them more, and that's when she brought up the housing situation, how she doesn't like, how my parents are. I guess I don't know. She doesn't know them that well. She's never met them.
Okay. Cress was saying that?
The Kat's mom.
Okay.
Kat's mom is speaks is her first thought right away.
Yeah.
So they're offering me to get a job, live with them, work for them while I'm working, and pay rent. And that's kind of their deal. I would have like a month free of rent, or a month or two maybe if they're thinking.
Probably not.
I could be able to borrow a car from Cress maybe if she's nice or not using it. I'd be able to go to work.
Did she have a lot of cars or something?
No.
No? Okay. Just an extra one, probably.
She stays at the farm.
Okay.
So if she didn't need it, I could use it
Sure.
to go to a job or at least interviews.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping for a job, near where I live so I could bike. That would keep me,
Yeah.
these going. I don't think they can get worse, but I could keep doing it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Where are we?
Sunday. So you were
Swimming.
swimming, had a little breakdown. What were you having a breakdown about?
No correction, you're on Monday. Listen here, police officer. Monday, July 5th, is when he went there by himself. So on the 4th, he was there for lunch with Kat and Kat's brother and Kat's brother's Tinder date, according to him. And, it was like a family gathering there. This was Monday on July 5th that he's describing being there and having a breakdown by the shed and, Chris and Dulce just watching him. As Kerry said, probably so that he could be like, yeah, they were watching me the whole time. So there's no possibility that I went there into the woods. That's probably the narrative he's trying to build, right? They were watching me have this little breakdown. Toddler, tantrum. Shh, is what he said. Yeah, toddler tantrum. It sounds about right. But he wasn't crying. He wasn't having a tantrum. He was hiding his dad's dismembered remains. And then got in the pool. If you didn't see the testimony of Dulce and Chris, you gotta check that out from day 3.
You ever have your legs kind of? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's just. I don't even know if they're done getting like as bad as they can be yet. So
Yeah.
that's not fun.
And I think you were telling me last night it's a symptom of a concussion, right?
So
Is that right?
that's not it. It's a symptom of nerve damage from the hit to my spine. So it's
okay.
permanent.
Okay, I understand that now better.
Yeah. So it's just legs. I think it's waist feeling is probably colostomy bag down the road and all of that. But here we are Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we're sitting in the pool, we're hanging out. They're just talking to me. Sometimes they're being nice, sometimes they're like making the offer, like, hey, if you move in, you can pay rent. This is a good neighborhood. It's a cul-de-sac. There's parking. So, yeah, on the east side, just off of Milwaukee Street, that's Andrew.
Oh,
You take a left turn onto Andrew, down Milwaukee.
Yep.
So that's it. So it's a good neighborhood, kind of like the one by my parents.
Mm-hmm.
If I live there, I at least be on doing my own thing. And then they're like, well, appreciate you stopping by. So I head out and I go. It was Monday afternoon. I go to dinner at Kat's house on the east side.
Okay. What time do you think that was?
It had to be 7:30. I left the farm, which is Cress's.
7:30 p.m.
Cress's is the farm.
Okay.
So we're at Kat's. And then she's planning on feeding me. This is Monday, correct?
Yeah.
That's after the farm swim with Cress. I think we just eat and cuddle a little bit.
Okay.
When I go home, there's the girls. Let them out and go to bed because I kind of had a day.
Yeah. What time do you think you left
I kind of had a day. Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm.
her place?
I'd
Cat's
say
place.
9.
You left about 9. Okay.
Um,
She didn't come with you.
no, I was
Okay.
alone that night.
Okay.
Don't really want to drag her away. I think she stayed at her apartment or her house that night, not apartment.
Okay.
So there we are. Tuesday morning. It was just. I can't remember Tuesday. Oh, Dan wakes me up, I believe, with something, or not wakes me up. I did the 6 again with the dogs and the food, but I got back in bed. I don't know if I passed out or zoned out a little bit, but. Dan is worried about my mom on Tuesday, I think.
Did he call
I
or
said
text
no,
you?
no word. My ma. I don't know if he called or texted.
Okay.
I think he just contacted. That's what I can think of.
Reached out.
Yeah, he reached out. Then I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday morning. They should be here. No worry. I think I called my mom that day.
All right.
And then
You talked to her?
no, she never picked
She
up.
didn't
It's
answer
always
Tuesday either?
It's always the voicemail and said voicemail. You know when you
Oh, yeah.
So it's off, out of range. I don't know the other factors that could give you that.
It's like a voicemail right away. It goes right to voicemail, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever factors can give you that.
So I might have missed it.
Factors.
So from the time
Factors. He doesn't know what other factors. All he has to say is, I called my mom, which is a lie, and it went straight to voicemail. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. Like, I don't know what other factors I could give you that will lead to that. Well, we have a couple of factors now, obviously, in hindsight, of what led to that.
like they left, did you talk to them at all when they were
I got a
up
text.
north? You got the one text
And I
that you mentioned
don't
earlier,
even like it.
right?
Yeah.
But that was it? Nothing else?
Yeah. So that's fishy to me, even the text, because I realized Memorial Day is when the White Lake Parade is.
Oh, sure.
There's no 4th of July. Maybe there's cheap drinks, but there's no parade at
Okay.
White Lake on the 4th. So, well, maybe there is now. I realize I've always gone on Memorial because that's the
Sure.
weekend I get time off from school and all of that. You don't get time off for the 4th.
So basically from the time that they're gone at the cabin and you're home, you know, running around doing what you're doing, you just had one communication with mom?
Yeah, that's kind of how
Via
I
text.
just assumed the amount of people, where they're at, and whether all.
Oh, I understand. I'm just making sure it
added
wasn't
up
more
to
than one.
Her not contacting, but this was.
It's interesting how he's like realized along the way, crap, the text that he sent himself from his mom's phone from their home, right? Damn it said that they were going to the parade on the 4th, but the parade didn't happen on the 4th, so that's very fishy to him now, he says. But it's just like something that he messed up. Also, earlier, Antonia Hupacik, I don't know how to pronounce your last name properly there, but you said maybe the detective is telling the wrong days on purpose to see if Chandler would correct him. And that could be true as well, because I think at this point they'd gathered a lot of evidence. And so they're like, okay, so that's Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday goes back to Sunday, just even though they were talking about Monday. If so, that would be a smart move, to see, would this guy correct them? No, we're talking about Monday now. This is what happened. Or is he just going to go along with their confusion, right?
The only text.
Was there anything with Dad?
No, I won't even bother talking to him. He wouldn't use his phone while he's up there. He loves it.
Interesting.
Do that, but,
Does he keep his phone on him when he's up there?
it's usually in the car.
Oh, okay.
My brother and I just text all the time while we're up there. we even set up wire antennas sometimes to make better connection.
Sure.
Okay. So here we are. Where?
Tuesday. Called mom. Voicemail immediately.
Voicemail immediately Tuesday-ish. Where?
Dan called, worried about mom not coming to work. You had already fed the dogs and that before Dan called you, or reached out to you.
So Tuesday, I'm doing this crap. I got a coffee at a Quick Trip one day. Well, I think that could have been Tuesday morning.
Okay.
At Quick Trip, I got a coffee, and I used my dad's number at a Quick Trip to get me the free one because it was the Gruber Gold.
Yeah.
I could have afforded it, but there's a free one, and it's Tuesday, or it wasn't Monday. I could have gotten $1 one, but it was full price, I believe, and I grabbed the coffee because it was a free one. He hasn't used it for weeks, so we grabbed that at a Quick Trip. I couldn't tell you which one. I was just driving at that point.
When you use it's a rewards card is what they call it, right?
Yeah.
You just enter his phone number or something.
You type it.
Okay.
But I got a coffee, had to be, I'm assuming Tuesday. And I got a free one.
Sweet.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was?
I wanted to try Gruber Gold.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Then we're at Tuesday. Cat's working up, and I'm gaming, job hunt. And then I started trying to get the glass. Because I've been a little lazy on the glass. I just kind of had chairs in front of it.
Sure. The way that he smiles at certain activities he was doing.
I broom and, a little sweeper holder, you broom it into that.
Dustpan.
Yeah. Tossing the glass into recycling. I get most of it. There's a bunch in the cracks of the stone that I'm picking out by hand. I think I didn't injure myself from that, but just yeah. Just my blood was kind of on the floor, so I got the Swiffer I borrowed from Cat, from the foot. I borrowed a Swiffer to mop. I Swiffered the floor, like not the stone, but the floor. And then I got a little bit in the kitchen.
His blood was all over the floor, he says. Because he knows in case they maybe do like a luminol test or something. No, he Swiffered that floor. He asked Cat to bring hydrogen peroxide. And also a Swiffer that he borrowed. I mean, there was plenty of cleaning equipment at the house, but he wanted his girlfriend to bring him a Swiffer. That's also weird. So strange, this guy. But it's just like my blood was all over the floor from, the toe injury, which again, we're going to see an exhibit of that later.
And then everywhere kind of I walked, pretty much. The bathroom, the kitchen, and then I couldn't get the carpet, so I still stained that up real crap.
Interesting. Everywhere he walked, there's just going to be blood everywhere. So if they find blood evidence in that house, it's just because he had an ouchie on his toe.
Where was their carpet at?
The stairs between basement and kitchen.
Carpet. Oh, that's right.
Carpet stairs. I tried. I can't get it out. I don't know how to do that, but then all the way up to the laundry room where I found my first aid kit. I just tried to stop all the bleeding, but it wouldn't stop. So.
And that blood was all coming from your left foot.
Yeah, left foot hole.
Left foot hole. Sorry, it's laughable at this point, okay? The case is not funny. Chandler Halderson's lies are. All from the left foot hole? Wow, okay. Angelica Hahn says almost a blood transfusion needed. I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, he was bleeding everywhere, he says. Okay.
Left foot hole. Yeah. I mean, are we talking massive amounts of blood, or are we talking, you know, a little bit, like describe?
It started as drops until I got to the bathroom. And then I got back to go grab my sock and some of the paper towel. And then I see the glasses in there, so I grab a tweezers and I pull it out. And then it starts squirting out. And I got some...
Damn.
Oh, no, a little bit of the rock. It wasn't that bad of the rock. But it, I think the worst was that floor. That, like, it kind of like, you know, like this lid puddles.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good.
Are we talking the floor down in the basement?
Well, that one, and then I go upstairs to the kitchen, and it's still going, and I'm trying to get my foot in the sink just to slow it down and pinch it maybe. And then I waddle upstairs to the
Waddle.
the IFAC, or the first aid kit.
Yeah.
And once I got it kind of bundled up, it stopped for what I know. Then I need to get some tape. We have a tape box in the basement. I go there and I opened it up again. I bled a little bit more, but the basement was easy to clean. That's just cement.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of water, and I ragged that up.
You're telling on yourself. Well, the basement was easy to clean. It's just, you know, cement. There will be evidence shown tomorrow, day 5. So we'll see a lot of exhibits tomorrow of the luminol results, you know, the blue star reagent in the basement, and just all of this he's trying to explain away. Oh, that was easy to clean. Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I grabbed a tape box and I wrapped it. After that's Tuesday.
Yep.
That's Tuesday. Wings. I go to Cats.
Wings.
Oh, okay.
We had wings.
What time?
That could have been. I've been doing the BS of first aid and all that. I go to Kat's house with her mom and her brother. That could have been 5 or 6. I couldn't give you the exact.
Did you guys pick up the wings and go there, or?
No, I drove to Kat's.
Okay.
Straight there.
What'd you drive?
The Subaru.
Car of choice.
I just with the Volvo's seat, it like, you know, I can't do it with my foot.
Okay. So we're talking about wings. Did you guys go pick up wings? Or?
Yeah, so we get there, and we're calling around, seeing what's up. James is getting home with Jimmy John's. And we're like, oh, don't eat all of it. He's like, well, I'm hungry now, doing all that post-gym crap thing, you know. So he eats half of his sandwich, and then we go, Kat and I, the two of us, in my car, we go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Do you remember which one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't. It had to be east, right? That's close to yours. It's by a mall.
Probably east on them, maybe.
It's by a mall.
Mm-hmm. Look at it. It just had to be east, right? That would be close by. I mean, he went there regularly, but okay, let's pretend he had no idea where it was.
There's a mall. We go in, we get the wings, we go out. We go to Cats, we eat. We watch this movie, Pretty in Pink or something. It's about a girl that likes fashion and goes to Harvard. It's
Is it on Netflix or is it normal TV?
They have like everything there. I didn't know.
Alright, so you ate the wings at Cats, watch Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, it is her mom's choice. But all the four of us, yeah, we all ate.
Okay.
And then went upstairs, laid down in her bed for a few minutes.
Just letting the food settle or
Yeah.
hanging out?
Noticed she's kind of fallen asleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. And I go home, get the girls all ready for bed, going outside, get them water.
What time do you think you made it home?
Say 9 at the latest. So girls, food, water, well, not really food, they've ate before, but water, and played, like, indoor playtime and bathroom.
Sure.
So,
You know what's crazy? Everything. But in this interrogation, but this is according to Chandler, a missing persons investigation. That's what he thinks is happening. But he hasn't once mentioned like, oh, my parents, okay, where do you think they are? I'm just so worried about them. Have you got any leads? I mean, it's just all this excessive detail about every single day, the whole timeline, which just, he's so guilty. Oh my word, this guy. I mean, dude, did you forget about your parents? Did you forget to talk about them? Besides saying my dad was so angry or I wasn't even going to talk to him when he's out at the cabin because, you know, he just enjoys it out there. I don't even try. Okay. But they're missing now, right? That's what you told the police. He reported them missing the day before. This interview was on July 8th of 2021. He went to the police station to report his parents missing the day before. So now they want more information. Why does his brain think this is the information they want? Because it really isn't. Shame.
Did you guys go to... So you were home alone then?
well, I've been home alone this whole weekend, really, except when Cat comes.
Yeah.
So Cat didn't come that night. So now we're pushing Wednesday, aren't we?
What time do you think you went to bed on Tuesday night?
Probably pretty dang close to when I got home. 10 at the latest.
Okay.
Kind of been tired lately.
Sure.
Then in the morning on Sunday? Or no, wait, where are we?
Wednesday already.
Wednesday, okay, so Wednesday. I try to go to the farm. I keep spamming Cress and spamming Cress.
Spamming. Okay, just like wants to go back. Keeps on spamming Chris. He did text Kat that day on Wednesday the 7th saying, well, he tried to go there. It was at around 10 in the morning, but there's no one there. You wanted to go back there for what? What did you want to go do? Probably to pick up the bin. Maybe he didn't intend on leaving it there, right? And who knows what else. Because he also stashed the murder weapon there. So I forgot to mention that. And all the stashing here, it was like the tools, his dad's torso, a bin, a tarp, a bag of bloody rags, and the rifle that he put in the shed. Or in that barn, where he said he's having that breakdown. While you're having this breakdown and pretending like they're maintaining eye contact with you at all times, they being Chris and Dulce, really you're sneaking into this barn to hide the murder weapon. Really you're sneaking into the woods to hide your dad's torso and a bin and a tarp and all of that. Wow. Texas 2 Bug says, all of a sudden he's Chris's bestie? Yeah, it's just like spamming her. I'm sure she loved that, right, Chandler? Like you just spamming her, lighting that phone up. Yeah, right. And this, he's like, wait, where are we now? Wednesday. Dude, it's the day before this interview. Yesterday. What did you do yesterday, Chandler?
I kind of needed someone to talk to because freaking out about my parents. Jane's calling me. I give her the address to go to the farm, or to the cabin. Jane Hilgendorf. Never picked up from Cress, so I go home.
Did you drive over to the farm, or?
Yeah.
Because she wasn't answering her phone, right?
No, I got close, but then I realized I can't just show up. They'd shoot me. They don't know when I drive or what I look like with a hat on.
They got guns over there, or would they actually shoot you?
No, I'm just saying. Her dad lives there. He's 90. He got a buck when he was 95 or something. So I know if he didn't know who I was, he could have.
Yeah.
So he's old. But yeah.
Yes, exactly. Citrus Bloom, zero concern for mom or dad because he knows they are deceased. Of course.
He can use a gun. That's why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So Cress's dad lives there too.
Yeah.
Is it Cress's farm or dad's
It's
farm?
her dad's. He built it.
Oh, okay. And then
She lives there. She's
Okay.
managing the property because he's in a chair.
Yeah, he's old.
So then, it's not really a farm. It's a
Farmette.
hobby farm.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
They
I
just
haven't never been there.
let
before.
wildflowers grow for the bees. That's pretty much it. And their own berries. But it's then here we are. I turn around and then Jane calls. I get a picture of the property at the cabin. And I see that. So I'm looking at the cabin. And then it doesn't look right. There's a birch tree in front. And I didn't like the look of it because that didn't just sit right with me a little bit. But it looked like tracks were pushed down into the grass a little bit. I don't know.
It literally didn't. That's when they went out to look at that cabin up north near Sawyer Lake. They literally said, well, the grass is so tall. We heard the Hilgendorfs testify. We heard Mitch, his brother, testify. No, the grass was not pushed flat at all. It's as if no one had been there for a long time.
From the picture. And Mike said there was like light tracks, like someone was there.
Where was the birch tree at?
It looked like it was in the middle of the drive. And sometimes we do that. We find a fallen log and we put it like a double door entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in from the gate, you park, you move the next, and then you drive it.
Yeah, sure.
So that's like the only security we can get up there. We have done that before. The grass is overgrown, but that's from the storm and the fallen trees.
Mm-hmm.
You can't mow there because the flowers.
So with the birch tree, I mean, if you guys typically put stuff down like security, why did it look weird to you this time?
I've never seen that log. We
Okay.
have this log that's
One that you've been
close to
using.
the shed. It's, I would say, closer to petrified than rotten. It's hard, like really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of tree, but that's what my dad and I use when we go.
So you typically use the same tree. This one just seemed out of place too.
Yeah, that's not the tree we use.
Gotcha.
Where are we?
Wednesday morning, Jane sends you a picture.
Literally
of the
yesterday.
cabin. You see the birch tree didn't look
All right.
right to you.
You know what was the sus tree? Was actually the one at the swimming area near the Wisconsin River where he had disposed of his mother's legs. Now that was a sus tree. You know, it wasn't really sus, but like there's a picture of him hanging on this tree from the past, and he liked to go swimming there. In that picture, it's pretty eerie because he's hanging on the tree and he's holding a knife. So now in hindsight, again, that's just like a creepy picture. But he just gives away these little details that are interesting for the case. But he's making as if, no, that tree by the cabin was sus. No, it was that tree that's gonna catch exactly where you really were. Because your girlfriend also took a screenshot of the Snapchat to show that you were there, which is why they found his mother's legs. If it wasn't for Kat sharing that screenshot, they wouldn't have found. Well, maybe eventually, maybe someone would have come across human remains or, the bones or whatever. Shame. But because of Kat, they found his mother's remains. Sure. It's just amazing. I was like, which day he's going with, like, as again, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, Wednesday, yes, yesterday for him. He's sitting there on Thursday, July 8th. But he's still so busy with his story. You can't even realize it's yesterday. Just, I mean, they might as well go forward in time to see how that goes. Okay, so what did you do on Friday the 9th? He'll be like, all right, so what I did was, that'll catch him in a lie.
Then I go to the police station because I ask her, when should I make a thing? Point, or the, I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
What?
Wednesday morning, you said you went to the police department.
Yeah, to make a. I still think of it. I'll talk to him about my parents. And then I met with 3 sheriffs that came.
3, you said?
3. There was a Seeley. He's bearded. The guy that drove me here. I'm not sure the name. And then Collins.
Yeah, those are the details they need. For your missing parents.
She was also doing canvassing. So canvassing. So here we are, throws 3. I get the questions answered. Then then we go to my house. And then there's 3 more, the same 3 sheriffs.
So they talked to you at the police station or wherever you guys.
Yeah, I get information and stuff like
and then
that.
they came to your house.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's probably about. Then I came a couple hours later.
They were there questioning. You're here now questioning. And then that night, what night are we on?
Wednesday.
Wednesday night. I go to
Last
Dan and
night.
Mary's.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
What time do you think?
They feed me. I had probably 7:30.
And you said you went to.
Dan and Mary Mary Sesto and Dan Somethingovich. So
Mary Sesto's house.
Mary Sesto's house. It's on the same road.
As
pretty
yours?
much. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just up the
Around
curves.
the corner. For dinner, you went there?
Yeah. Well, they just fed me. They didn't eat.
Okay.
They just wanted to brainstorm.
They fed me. They just fed me. Okay. He needs to be fed. Not like, oh, I ate something there. Or, well, I ate a little something. They fed me. Oh, goodness.
Any good ideas come out of it?
No.
Okay. So you said
We
you went.
only could think of Dan, and Dan's been here.
Yeah. So you said you went to the police department to talk about your parents. What? Just tell me what exactly did you talk about your parents with the deputies about?
Oh, we're making a report.
Okay.
A report. That I thought I had to do that at a station.
Okay. And you were reporting, like, what were you reporting exactly? I just want to write down and
Yeah.
have it on there.
They're missing this.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Then
As far as you know, I mean, were you able to tell? We've gone into a lot of detail last night and tonight, right?
yeah.
Do you think that you gave them as much information as you've given me, or do you think that we've
You've
kind of
asked
gone
way
into
more questions.
Yeah.
You even asked about my injuries,
Yeah.
the bleeding and the fireplace.
Yeah.
The sheriffs kind of gave what they need to make reports, and you've just asked about like home life.
Everything, right? Okay.
So you got more in depth.
Yeah.
I think. Wednesday, here we are, and throughout the weekend I've been calling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Just kind of look at some things here. So we started Wednesday. Mom had work. You and your dad watched Wheel of Fortune. I'm just gonna kind of read stuff back through a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And we kind of ended it last night because I've been talking to you since then, so I don't think there's much else that I need you to tell me from last night. So watching Wheel of Fortune, you're on the couch, table downstairs, or couch with the back to the table downstairs, and tossing the ball around for the dog and broke the glass fireplace.
Okay, they're going over the whole timeline again. So now they're starting back at June 30th of 2021, which was a Wednesday. You know, when he said he was watching Family Feud with his dad, all of that he just went over, okay? So Wednesday, the day before the murders, they're starting there.
Your foot gets hurt, dad gets mad. Right?
Yeah.
Mom left for work in the morning, comes home later on. Dog was fine, not injured at all. Was it the dog or the ball that crashed into the glass?
Both. The ball bounced it, but the dog hit it with the shoulder. Okay. That's how it broke. The ball wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, probably not. Okay. All right. Playing games, watching YouTube, job search. I'm just gonna, instead of reading out loud, just make sure I don't have any questions. You guys typically make your beds every day? Looked like they were made yesterday when I was there.
Yes.
Okay.
We usually use sheets every few days and beds.
You change the sheets every day?
Every few.
Yeah.
They get changed.
I was gonna say, that's
in the
motivated.
faces. Or the dog hair, it's kind of hard to sleep.
Yeah, they probably do have some pretty long hair.
The heat they shed. But. Oh, you're talking.
No,
Sorry.
that's fine. I get it. I got a dog. He sheds too, but you got two of them. You know. All right. As far as the blood on your foot, how did you clean that up? So we were talking. You had blood on
Swiffer wet jet.
Okay, Swiffer wet jet. And where did you get that from?
Cat let me borrow it.
Where's it at now?
I returned it
to Cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at now. I just brought it back. And gave it back to her.
Did you use anything else?
Hydrogen peroxide for the tiles and the hard floors. Just the big globs needed a little bit.
Hydrogen peroxide. Did that seem to help get rid of the blood?
Well, it hurt my foot, that stuff. But it didn't really help.
Okay.
It kind of just made a mess.
And when you say only on tiles, I'm trying to remember your house.
I couldn't do carpet with it. It would
Yeah.
ruin the carpet, right?
It would. I think so. Tiles, are we talking kitchen? Because downstairs
Yeah.
is just like cement.
Well, when I had some blood on the basement, I used the peroxide.
Okay. Basement floor and tiles in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I peroxided. It wasn't as much. Like, there weren't, like, this size pools in the kitchen.
Okay.
I was pinching it pretty dang hard, but which was also cutting deeper because I had
Yeah.
another, or might still have another piece of glass.
Is
So-
that the biggest pool that you saw? Was something?
This was downstairs. This was kind of on the stone, close to the glass, and then there was one right at the base, kind of where the chairs I put.
Okay.
Like a good, like 2-3 inch diameter.
2-3 inch diameter. Okay.
More than that.
Did you do anything to? So I wrote down on Tuesday that you tried getting the glass cleaned up in the basement. Tossed it in the glass and recycling. Did you clean up at all when it actually happened?
No, my dad was furious.
So you just
So he did stuff.
to clean it.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but he's sent me to my room upstairs. And he did whatever he did, but it still was on the floor after he was done.
Okay. Did your dad get injured at all when the glass broke? Did he step on any or
He
anything?
sent me up, but I don't doubt it. When he gets mad, he's not thinking.
So we don't know if your dad got hurt.
No,
Okay.
no. But my best guess is that guy reached in the fireplace and cut off his arm or something. I don't know.
Did you see that?
Alright.
Wow, he's just like smiling. My dad reached into the fireplace and like cut his arm or something. What? That was so scary. Oh my goodness. 2:02:34 we are at. We've got just less than an hour. Just look at this little detail here.
He sent me up, but I don't doubt it. When he gets mad, he's not thinking.
So we don't know if your dad got hurt.
No.
Okay.
No. But my best guess is that guy reached in the fireplace and cut off his arm or something. I don't know.
Did he say that guy? Well, that guy reached into the fireplace and cut his arm or something? Whoa. Okay. Again, if you don't know the context, he had a measuring tape next to the fireplace. Police believe that he was measuring what the size of the dismembered remains should be so that he could fit them into the fireplace. So knowing that and what he just said, it is so eerie. Yes, Duper's Delight, says Jera. Yeah, and Susie says that guy put his arm into the fireplace and cut himself or something. Wow. Okay.
Alright.
What's up?
The head pain, do you guys have like Tylenol or something? I know you guys can't really offer anything like that, but
Like a headache?
yeah, I've been getting the migraines from all of the hits and stuff.
Yeah, we can try to get you something like that.
So alright, so cleaning up the blood, we just got the Swiffer and the hydrogen peroxide.
Just kind of smeared it around. There's another thing. Paper toweling. Yeah, just that.
Okay.
And then there's, I don't know.
Where did all those paper towels go? Just in the trash?
Yeah.
Some
Just everywhere. My car trash. In my trash.
they ended up in the car trash?
There's a bag in the car that I carried around. It's a car trash.
Oh, okay.
It's like a gallon bag.
Okay.
That's more portable than the garbage can. So, yeah, bloody rag after bloody rag, just trying to get it all off. And I don't know, it was a lot. I didn't feel sick, so it couldn't have been that much, right?
Yeah, you didn't lose enough to pass out or anything. Is there any reason to believe mom or dad's blood would be somewhere in the house? Have they been injured at all that you're aware of?
Wait for it.
Well, my dad scratches his psoriasis till he, like, gushes blood.
Okay. Gushing would describe.
So if they, for any reason, find his mom or dad's blood in the home, Chandler's story is that it's because his dad scratches his psoriasis until his blood gushes. What? I mean, wow.
Gushing to me.
Enough to run down your leg, like cover your leg, I suppose. Like, he has it on his knee. So when he does this, it just, like, drips down. I ask him to stop, but he doesn't do it when he's stressed out.
Yeah.
He just kind of, like, it's his tick.
Yeah, probably itches. Does he, like, does it enough to get on the floor? Does it leave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like how much, like, before we were talking the water bottle lid and the Yeti lid, is there, I mean, like, are we talking puddles like that, or just ribbons, or?
It could be enough.
Okay.
But I'm thinking Yeti lid if he's there and I don't catch him soon enough.
Oh, jeez.
My ma's blood, just from her bloody noses she gets sometimes when she wakes up. That's why we've been doing the humidifier and dehumidifiers.
Yeah.
Humidifiers and dehumidifiers, okay, at the same time. Because, you know, his mom's blood would be explained by, those nosebleeds that she had. The dad scratching his psoriasis. Not actually that he murdered and dismembered his parents in that home. no, psoriasis, nosebleeds, or the ouchie on his toe.
Yeah. Probably downstairs to get the.
We have to do multiple of them, but she can't be in the living room too long because that's a dehumidifier. And
Yep.
if she does, her nose gets bad. Not like a regular one, she gets it bad. But she either goes to the kitchen to fix it, her vanity, or the bathroom.
When she has bloody noses, are we talking it's just spraying around? Is it just dripping?
Well, it's not squirting, but it's
Just
just
enough to,
dripping,
like,
and
oh,
she
shit.
doesn't notice it.
Okay.
'Cause she can't feel it anymore.
Okay.
Scary.
Is there any reason to believe that in either one of their vehicles there would be any of their blood?
Their vehicles?
Yeah. Or anybody's vehicle, let's say that.
Maybe car trash. Mom's car trash would definitely the past few days. My dad's car trash.
Why would they have blood in their car trashes?
Well, my mom does the bloody noses with the air conditioning, so
Oh, okay.
in the when we have air conditioning, my mom will have to use bring towels and stuff
Yeah.
because in the hot days you can't have your windows open. You won't drive well.
No.
So air conditioning, my mom will have nosebleeds. My dad hasn't had them as much as she does, but he gets them.
Okay.
His are worse than my mom's.
Does he ever get them in the house then, or?
Mostly just with air conditioning, but
Okay.
sometimes with the dehumidifier.
Okay.
Me personally, just in air conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
I get them, but I'm not as bad as my parents. It's not bad.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, now call him out on his BS. Just so that you know what's still coming up, we've got about 3 hours worth of trial footage today. Day 4 was a bit of a shorter trial day, you know, when the trial happened, which was in January of 2022. And so, okay, there's 3 hours of trial footage and we are at 2:07. So call it 50 minutes because sometimes I talk, maybe a little more. Call it an hour left, okay? And what's happening is the rest of this police interrogation is going to get arrested, and then we'll see some more witnesses. I think there's 2 or 3 witnesses after this police interview is completed. So that's what's still coming up for today. So I hope even if you have to pop out, come pop back in, right? We're always going to save your seat.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
just
listening right now.
I'm just thinking.
It's kind of absorbing.
I just want to make sure that I'm asking everything, so I don't have to keep calling you and stuff. You know what I'm
Do you know
saying?
my brother? Is he okay?
Mitch?
Yeah, did he make it? I know that's a long drive for
He hasn't
those
called.
two.
Yeah, he hasn't called me at all, so I don't know.
I don't think they've ever done a trip like that.
So it's like 3 hours, 3.5. I
Yeah,
looked up.
Mitch and Caitlin have it.
As far as up at the cabin, when do you think the last time you were up there?
Personally, last year,
Last year.
Memorial Day, I believe. If it wasn't the weekend before Memorial. I didn't make the parade. I never got to go last year.
When do you think the last time your mom or dad were at the cabin before?
My dad went when my brother was diagnosed with diabetes.
When was that?
The weekend before my concussion, so 1, 2, 3. Well, not including this week. 3, 4. Yeah, 4. 4 weeks.
Was your
He went up.
brother doing okay? But he wasn't born with diabetes then.
No, this was
Okay.
like it's the kind you're
You
born
talking about
with.
June of this year? Like 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
He went up, noticed our plumbing's gone to crap, and he bought a new set or something at a flea farm or a Home Depot, or it's like a it's like a four-way converter type thing for the plumbing.
Okay.
Something
For the cabin?
Yeah, for the cabin.
So for like a toilet or?
Yeah, we have a toilet up there actually now.
Nice. Not just an outhouse.
No, there is an outhouse.
Did you see how nervous
Yeah,
he
you want
is?
to ask for
Wow, that neck is really swinging around now. I don't see a neck injury. It's like, whoa. As soon as the door opens, damn, that neck is rotating just about. Got a fright there, Chandler, huh? Huh? Yeah, they're coming in with the handcuffs. Okay, not yet, not yet. They first have to, you know, call him out on his BS a little bit there. By the way, I was just putting in chat, if you are here live with me, if you're not watching the replay, please check out Patreon anyway. But we're going to have a Patreon, it's like a patrons only live stream right after this trial day is complete today. I will post the link right after this so that you know it's happening now. I'm going to say live happening now, and then we start immediately. So if you've never checked out my Patreon, you might want to, because we, you know, you ask me questions, I ask you questions. We have a nice time, especially after such heavy topics. So thank you to everyone who's already on there. Are we ready for Chandler to be put in a corner? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Advil?
Cool. What do you say?
I got Advil, does that work?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was like, I thought you said Adderall. Or
No, I don't
No,
know that.
not that. This is Advil. Just over the counter stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like 3 of them work?
Yeah.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Look, your hand will drop on there.
Thanks, Tim.
Stay Advil on him, right?
The White Rabbit says, wow, I didn't realize he jumped right on his fake injury only weeks after his brother was diagnosed. Yes, he was very jealous apparently of the attention that his brother was getting. So then he came up with, damn, I just fell down the stairs. I've got a concussion.
You put them on your mouth already? Never mind, there they are.
No, I just got
So the plumbing went to
True
crap.
serum.
No.
Is it
Just
like
Advil.
was it a sink or a toilet or what was it with the plumbing that went bad?
So when we have to pour water in every time we go up to start the pump.
Oh, okay.
So some reason by pouring water in, the water never rose in the toilet bowl apparently. So you couldn't flush it. You know, the water didn't come to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed a new thing to stop whatever the problem was. I think leaking. I don't know. I didn't hear everything from him.
Sure. How did he find out about that?
He?
Yeah. How did he know that there was a plumbing issue up there?
Well, he went up there just to go see the cabin.
Oh, so when he went up a couple weeks ago, he realized an issue. This time he wanted to fix it.
Yeah, well, he fixed the major issue, so it won't be flooding the house.
Okay.
Or the cabin. Now, he wanted the pipe set to redo it
Okay.
because we need new.
Again, interesting that he's talking about plumbing, because who knows what was going on all at the Halderson home that weekend with what he was up to. But he's talking about, you know, the dad obviously needing to take some tools, you know? Yeah, there's some missing tools in that garage. Well, it's because his dad took them to the cabin to do some minor repairs. Right. Wow.
New pipes because they're lead. And I think we might be moving to plastic because there's no water heat. We can do plastic.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what that part was. But that was when Mitch diabetes, the number one.
did Mitch go up there with him when he
No,
went?
my mom and I were kind of with Mitch all that weekend
Okay, so
doing stuff.
Dad just went alone.
Yep. And then later that week, I had my fall, and I've just started getting my memory back.
Okay.
So,
Where did has mom been up there this year at all?
Mom has not been up there this year. Maybe they were up there before. No, I think Dad did it all
They were up there beginning of June of 2021. I think they said beginning of June.
himself, maybe. I think this is first.
And Mitch hasn't been in the cabin in a while, right?
Today?
Oh, well, other than today.
Yeah, I couldn't say he's been there. He didn't go last year.
Okay. Does he kind of do his own thing, or?
Mitch hasn't lived with us, or, you know, like, he's got a family now,
is
dog or girlfriend, no kids, but
Cool.
he's kind of, you know, opposite side of town. You know how it is with brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's flew the coop.
Got a few of them myself.
Yeah.
All right.
I've started thinking about that myself, and my parents are trying to figure that out with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bill, I got to right off that.
We got all the background, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yes.
I think it's time we start talking about what happened to your parents.
Yeah. Now add the pressure. Look at his face. Yeah, I think now we've got all the background stuff, right? So I think that was Detective Bill Henriksen. Now let's talk about what happened to your parents.
Like the truthful version.
Okay.
Okay. So we have like 20 pages of writing. We're gonna start with a clean white piece of paper for you to start telling the truth.
Okay. What?
Because listen to me. This is the only chance you're gonna have to tell us the truth.
Okay.
Okay. What we listen. I can't tell you what we know, but we know you're not telling us the truth. We know your parents are no longer with us. Okay, and we know the reason why. Okay, you need to tell the truth. Listen. You need to tell the truth about what happened, and just tell us why it happened. Okay? If something happened, if you were defending yourself, or if you just got fed up with stuff, you need to tell us the truth. Okay? This is your chance to tell us why. Okay? I'm not BSing you. Okay? So can we do that?
Okay. They're okay.
What? What's going on here? Just...
So can we do that?
Okay. They're okay.
I don't know why it's doing that. Wait. There we go.
Okay.
What?
Oh, he's getting his wallet and everything. Ready to go.
Okay.
What happened? Okay.
You know what happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. You know what happened. You were there when it happened. We're not BSing you, okay?
I wasn't there when it happened. Can
We know more than you think we know.
I
Okay.
understand. But
There's people that have told us things. We have evidence. We have proof that more has happened. Okay. So your parents never made it to the cabin, and I think you know that.
I don't know why it's redacted like that. Hurry up.
Stand up.
You want to stand up and just come right over here for me? Do you have anything in your pockets at all? Wallet? Just a wallet they just put in there for us. Oh. Okay, make coin purse. What's this right here? Vape in the coin purse. Okay. So they won't take the vape down in the jail. Okay. Where's your coin purse at?
you just took it.
Oh, that's a vape and a coin purse.
No, it's in.
Oh, I got you. So I'm just gonna make sure you don't have anything, okay?
Okay.
Let's take this, okay?
A handcuff from her, or
Yeah, that's
push hand right back.
yes, turn it on.
Okay, that went to an arrest, so just hold on. I want to actually find, I'm sure there was more than that. Not? Just hold on 1 second. I'm going to get the file for us, the raw file, just in case. Okay, so stand by. We're going to go here. If you could only see all my files, they're very organized, okay, but just hold on. Chandler Halderson, okay, and we want, there's a captioned one. Open that. Where is it? Okay. Just want to make sure that we didn't miss something.
And tossing the ball.
Yes, we saw the tossing the ball around.
You were a toilet, or
Yeah, we
toilet, or what?
didn't hear everything because we need new pipe. But that was when Mitch.
Mitch hasn't been to the cabin. Okay.
Have like 20 pages of writing. What we know.
Yeah.
But we know you're not telling us the truth. We know your parents are no longer with us. Okay, and we know the reason why. Okay, you need to tell the truth. Listen. You need to tell the truth about what happened and just tell us why it happened. Okay? If something happened, if you were defending yourself or if you just got fed up with stuff, you need to tell us the truth. Okay? This is your chance to tell us why. Okay? I'm not BSing you. Okay? So can we do that?
Okay, they're okay. Lawyer. I'm sorry.
Also lawyer, yeah.
Lawyer.
Lawyer, yeah.
They're
Lawyer.
Lawyer?
yeah. Okay.
He just says one word there. I don't know what that was redacted says. Well, there's different versions that are available, like redacted, captioned, all the ones. But this one, lawyer, that's all you can say now. Lawyer. It's a little, it's never too late for a lawyer. I'm just feeling like, wow, they read you your Miranda rights and you went through that entire timeline, all of that bullcuck, and didn't ask for a lawyer. Yeah, Stefan says, lawyer, he said it. Finally, almost 2 hours later, he's like, lawyer. Okay, lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, he says, yeah.
Oh, this right on the timer. It's about 6:41.
You're under arrest. Okay?
Cuff him.
Okay. What happened? Okay.
You know what happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. You know what happened. You were there when it happened. We're not BSing you, okay?
I wasn't there when it happened.
We know more than you think we know.
I understand. But
There's people that have told us things. We have evidence. We have proof that more has happened. Okay. So your parents never made it to the cabin, and I think you know that. Okay. So you're asking for an attorney. We're not going to ask any more questions.
it's him.
Go stand up.
You want to stand up and just come right over here?
Ah, there we go.
Do you have anything in your pockets at all? Wallet? Just a wallet that you just put in there? Oh.
Get those silver bracelets out.
What's this right here? Vape in the coin purse. Okay. So they won't take the vape down in the jail. Okay. Where's the lawyer? Where's your coin purse at?
You just took it.
Oh, that's a vape and a coin purse.
No, it's in.
Oh, I got you. So I'm just gonna make sure you don't have anything, okay?
Okay, and then it says end of interview. True. Objection cake says not a lawyer, but I believe that was already redacted from the jury because it was said after he said lawyer. Yeah, probably that. Look at him go. Sure, that escalated quickly.
Let go of your hands for a second. Yep.
Hasina says, out comes the coin purse and vape too. Bye bye, boyki.
So the way this works from here, we get you downstairs, fill out some paperwork, we'll get you into an area with a phone, and then you can make phone calls from there, okay?
Is there a way I can? Where's the? How do I make a lawyer call?
Downstairs. So once we get you booked in, we'll get you the opportunity for that.
Can you?
You want me to roll with you, Bill, or?
I'm good if you got to go down there. That's
I'll
fine.
gather your things.
I just wonder if you can hand me mine. If you don't mind, it's the one on the left.
This?
You can keep the other stuff there. I'll come back for it.
Oh, okay. Just this.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, so you're good then?
Let me just search this so you can take it down with him.
Pernille says, I bet, I bet his coin purse was Velcro.
I think they should be okay with that. It's just like multi-tool
opener. Yeah, they won't take that. You could put the vape in the wallet.
Sandy, I think I'll decide when we move on. We're almost there. We're almost there. Be patient. Just a minute or two left.
All right.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, one thing. Okay, we're good.
Yep, they're good. And off they go. The rest is the chair. See, that took all of 20 seconds. Okay, so let me go fetch my original file that I had made for you. So hold on. Hold on 1 second. So that we can see the other witnesses for the day. Now we're going to have to find our place again quickly. Hold
Good
on.
morning. If you're able to.
Stop it. Okay. So we were somewhere. There's that photo I was telling you about. Hi. There we go. Okay. Just love that part. Okay, go there.
You think we know?
I actually put in there. Either way I can. Where's the?
I think they. I think they should be
And
okay
we're
with
back.
that. It's just like
That's a
multi-tool
bottle opener. Yeah, they won't take that. You could put the vape in the wallet.
I'll grab it when I come back on.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha. Oh, one thing. Okay, we're good.
On July 9th, the next day, were photographs taken of Mr. Halderson's toe.
Photographs were taken of his toe, and I believe on the 9th.
Show us the toe.
And you've seen those photographs as well as the other photographs taken on that day in the course of the investigation?
Yes.
Showing exhibits 500 and 501. What are those?
Those appear to be images of the injury on Chandler's foot.
Okay. I'd move 500 and 501 into evidence.
Your Honor, I have a foundation objection.
Can you lay more foundation through this witness for the photos?
Sure. I will. Who took these photographs?
That would be Deputy Jim Plenty.
And you've reviewed these photographs in the course of this investigation?
Yes.
And the series of photographs taken start with overviews and move down to specific areas of Mr. Halderson's body?
Correct.
Okay. So while in these photographs you can't see Mr. Halderson, in the overview ones and as they move closer, you can identify the person?
Yes.
And who is the person being photographed?
Chandler Halderson.
Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as exhibit number 500. Is that photograph?
Oh my word, everyone. Look at that injury. That's what caused all the blood in that house. Until, of course, he got to the psoriasis story and the nosebleeds. But look at that injury. Can you believe it? That's Chandler's toes. But look at that. Huge, infected injury. Okay.
Mr. Halderson's foot?
Yes.
501. Same thing?
Correct.
Can I just briefly back to 500?
Yes.
No further questions for now, please.
Cross-examination.
None at this time, thank you.
Thank you, Detective. You may return back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an appropriate time to take our noon lunch break since we're about 4 minutes away from noon. Good afternoon. I observe you're wearing.
Did you open your lunch boxes? Gotta close them. Lunch is over. Okay. We teleported right through that. We've got about 40 minutes left of this trial footage for today. And then afterwards, we're going to have a patrons only live stream, okay? So just so you know what the plan is.
2 masks. My inquiry of every witness has been whether they feel they can safely and responsibly testify without wearing masks. I don't force anyone. It's up to you. Do you wish to remain masked or do you want to testify without a mask?
I think given this distance, I'm comfortable taking it off.
All right. Thank you then. And I will ask you still to pull the microphone forward from the base so that it's nice
From
and
the
close.
base.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name and spell it for the jury here?
My name is Jill DeStefano. JILLDESTEFANO.
And Jill, whereabouts in the country do you live?
St. George, Utah.
And do you ever have occasion to visit this area of the country?
The first time I ever did was this summer.
And what brought you over to this area?
My daughter and her fiance live here
And whereabouts do they live?
in Sauk City.
Okay. And do they live in the city or out in a rural area?
It's rural. They kind of live in a weird spot on the edge of 3 counties.
Sure.
But I'd call it rural. Definitely for me, it's rural.
Okay. And is there any public land near where they live?
Yes.
And whereabouts is that in relation to their property?
They live 2 houses away from the river. Well, I guess there's woods before you get to the river. And across the street is a large open lot that is not public land, but at the time I first got here, I thought it was. It all looks like public land to me. It's all open.
Sure. And were you visiting this summer around July 3rd?
Yes.
And in that day, on July 3rd, in the morning between 8 and 9 a.m., were you outside?
Yes.
And what were you doing outside that day?
Playing with my granddaughter. I'm raising my granddaughter, and she and I were running around out in the front yard. Well, actually, she was running. We were waiting for my daughter to come because we were going to go to the park.
Okay. And did you see anything that day that ultimately maybe you were asked about from the police in this investigation?
Yes.
What did you see?
I saw a man who was walking away from some cars parked at the end of the street. At the time, I didn't know the river was there. So he was parked facing the river in the woods, and he walked away from it, and then he walked back to his car. And mind you, I was watching my granddaughter. I noticed him, but I was watching her. And then I thought he was walking back to meet someone, and then he didn't. And he looked across the street from my daughter where there's a big open lot, which at the time I thought maybe he was looking for a hiking trail. And then I didn't see where he went after he went back to his car. I assume now the only place he could have gone would have been into the woods.
Okay. And what stuck out to you? Why did you remember this? Or was there anything odd that caused you to remember this?
Actually, no. At the time, I didn't think it was odd. I just thought it was a guy who was going hiking. And when I met my daughter later, it was my very first day in Wisconsin. I said, "Is there hiking trails around your house? It looked like there was a guy there going hiking." And she says, "No, people don't go hiking there. They go fishing usually down by the river." And so I at the time, I didn't even think it was odd. I just thought maybe there were some good hiking trails.
Sure.
Now, why are they speaking to this witness about what she saw? So she obviously saw Chandler near that Wisconsin river. I'll show you on the map just now. That's a South African saying, hey, just now. That means soon. Okay, let's just let them talk a little bit, and then I'll show you on the map where that was. And the reason it's important is also because that's where Kat had seen that Chandler was on Snapchat, and it was an area where he liked to go swimming. And that's where they eventually found Krista's partial remains.
Do you know what the roads are around there, even called?
Yes, because I ended up staying for 2 months once I got here.
Sure. About what are the road names that are around that area?
My daughter lives on the corner of, I think it's Highway 188, and it's called Jensen Road, but it's also called Old Highway 60, depending on which county you're in.
Okay.
And then it's right, the next street over is the new Highway 60, I assume it's new.
Got it. This man that you saw, if you give us a general physical description of him.
He was about somewhere in his early to mid-20s to maybe early 30s. Not real tall, maybe 5'10"-ish, I'd say. Either dark hair or a dark hat, I'm not 100% sure. And he was wearing a backpack and some pants. I can't remember if they were jeans or khakis, but it looked like he was going hiking.
Did you catch were you able to observe what his race was?
He was white. Well, I assume he was white based on his skin color.
Okay. 1 second. You mentioned he was coming from some cars. Do you know what car he was coming from or what the cars were?
I know there were 2 or 3 cars parked there because they hadn't been when I arrived the night before. One of them was a Subaru. I know that because I had just sold my Subaru. And I don't know and one of them was dark. And I don't know for sure which car he was coming from or to. He was just around them.
Thank you. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon. It's not unusual to see cars parked in that area, correct?
I wouldn't know. That was my very first day there.
You spent 2 months there?
Afterwards, there were days when there were no cars, and there were days when there were 2 or 3 cars. Yes.
So it's not unusual that there were cars parked there?
Based on what I saw this summer, I would say so. Say it's not unusual. Yes. Sorry, that wasn't clear.
This person you saw, you didn't recognize them as someone you knew, correct?
No.
And you didn't recognize them in any way other than the brief description you just gave, correct?
Correct.
That's it. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
May this witness be excused and released from her subpoena.
She is both excused and released from her subpoena.
Thank you so much. Have
Thank
a good
you.
rest of your day.
Okay, let's do a quick map time so I can just show you where that is. Okay, and we are back. So, if we have a look, we are in Wisconsin where this case took place. This Oak Springs Circle is where Chandler's, well, the Halderson home was, where the crime happened, double homicide and dismemberment. And then, so it was, look, yes, it says Windsor, Wisconsin. Okay, and then in Cottage Grove, in this area is what they showed us earlier as well on the map. This was Chandler's girlfriend's mother's fiance's property, Chris Lasai's property. And so they showed us the pool that he swam in. This is that barn where he says he had that little, breakdown, and he says that they were just watching him while he's having this breakdown. This is where he hid the murder weapon, in the barn at Chris's house. And he had walked off south into the woods to hide a bin, a tarp, and his father's torso. At the front of the property, I think it was outside here, where there were bins, and he had put a target bag with bloody rags in it. So that was that property. So at that point, we just saw the police interview. On that same day, the reason that we know things, okay, because they had found a torso here where Chris and Dulce had said Chandler was walking around and being kind of sus, really. They couldn't figure out, is he on drugs or what is he doing? I don't know what's happening with him. Then he got in the pool and was washing himself off, which in hindsight, that must be absolutely horrifying to think about. But they were like, where's Krista? So they found partial remains of Bart, but where was Krista? And her partial remains, which unfortunately were only legs, were found on July 14th of 2021. And it was in this area where, remember, Kat, his girlfriend at the time, had taken a screenshot because Chandler had apparently cheated on her before. So she was kind of, keeping a couple of tabs on him because she didn't really trust him. Can you imagine now? Trust issues. So this was the swimming area where he really liked to go. They talked about swimming out to this little sand bank as well. This is the Wisconsin River. And the closest point I could find is called the Ruth Culver Community Library. Okay, it's somewhere around there. So around here is where that witness would then have seen a guy and a Subaru, and just looking for a hiking trail or looking a little bit out of place. Now, that didn't sound like, obviously, beyond a reasonable doubt that it was Chandler Halderson. But if you add the Subaru, the date, which matches the Snapchat, and what he was wearing and all of that, it could very much have been obviously Chandler Halderson, because they found his mother's partial remains in this area. This wooded area. In this wooded area on July 14th. And again, it's only because of his girlfriend at the time's Snapchat. Otherwise, I don't know if they would have really gone to look in that area or even found that witness to question. Okay, so that's the map time. So let's go back to our trial day here.
Good afternoon.
I think you've testified previously that you are one of the two lead case detectives, along with Detective Sims, who's sitting with us at council table, correct?
Correct.
And as part of being a lead case detective in this case, you've been aware of various locations that have been discussed in this case where remains have been found?
Yes.
Yesterday, the jury heard from Kat, who displayed a map, a screenshot of a Snapchat map to everyone. When you saw that, were you aware of where that location was?
Yes, I was.
And just now, Miss DeStefano, I think I got it right, the court reporter nodded. When she testified, are you aware of that location that she's describing?
I am.
Are you very familiar with that area?
I am.
How so?
I used to work patrol for the sheriff's office, and that was one of my areas of responsibility. So I would frequently be in that area. The town of Roxbury was part of my beat. I would, patrol Highway 188, Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, as some would call it. It is one of the most northwesternmost parts of the county. Once you were to drive past that on 188, you would leave our county. So it's kind of a common turnaround if you were in that area.
Sure. And that location that Kat had the map of, you're aware drone footage was later taken of that area?
Yes.
And is that Exhibit 55?
Yes, it is.
The city we see across the river on the top right corner of Exhibit 55, what city is that?
Prairie du Sac is across the river.
Okay. And I'm showing you what's been marked in this case as Exhibit number 121, 122. Are those aerial photographs of this area?
Yes.
And showing you what's been marked as Exhibit number 123 and 124. What are these?
Those are pictures of Chandler Halderson.
In the course of your investigation, were witnesses who had previously been in contact with Mr. Halderson talked to you about any photographs they might have of him?
Yes.
And did a witness provide some photographs of him shirtless, kind of by a tree?
Yes, 2 photos.
And did that witness take those photographs, or did she just have them because Mr. Halderson gave them to her?
She just had those photos.
Okay. I'll move 121, 122, 123, and 124.
Any objection?
None.
They are received.
I'll move to publish.
You may.
And then, Judge, if you want to turn on HDMI left. And just briefly, this is 532 that we looked at yesterday, the map that Kat was able to provide to law enforcement.
Yes.
And then 121, what are we looking at there?
This is going to be a drone photograph of the Highway 60 bridge. Jensen Road, or Old Highway 60, would be directly beneath the drone here. So this is a picture facing north.
Okay. 122, what are we looking at there?
Similar, it's a drone photograph taken. Jensen Road would be directly beneath, or approximately directly beneath the drone. We're facing to the west. This is going to be Prairie du Sac in the background.
Okay.
Wisconsin River, obviously, in the photograph also.
Okay. 123, is this one of those photographs of Mr. Halderson that you were able to obtain from someone?
Yes.
And I guess I'll ask, are you knowledgeable of who the photographer was?
I am not.
You yourself had opportunities to see Mr. Halderson in person, correct?
Correct.
Including in that several hour-long interview we just watched?
Yes.
And does that appear to you to be Chandler Halderson?
Definitely.
And then 124, just a different type of picture?
Yes.
Okay. You're aware, ultimately, that some items were discovered on that public land that's right there?
I am aware.
What town is that in?
The town of Roxbury.
Now, is the town of Roxbury a town that has police station, post office, things like that?
It does not. It's a very remote area.
Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
And it is, in fact, the location that you've seen on drone footage and you are aware of in this investigation where any human remains were found. Is that location in Dane County, Wisconsin?
Yes, it is.
Nothing further at this time?
Cross-examination?
Detective, those photographs of Mr. Halderson came from an ex-girlfriend
Correct.
who contacted your agency?
I forget how contact was made, whether she contacted us or we contacted her. I don't recall.
So part of the investigation was certainly contacting people who know or knew of Mr.
Correct.
Halderson, correct?
Yes.
Nothing else, thank you.
Any redirect?
No.
Detective, you may return back to council table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
All right. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name, spelling both your first and last for the record?
Ryan Caputo, RyanCaputo,
How are you employed?
with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources as a conservation warden.
As a conservation warden. And is that a sworn member of law enforcement?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to pull that mic just a little bit closer.
Okay. Is this
Water
better?
Fans, yes.
Okay.
And in mid-July, July 14th to be exact of 2021, were you working in your capacity as a DNR warden?
Yes.
And on that day, what was your assigned tasks or duties?
To help out the Dane County Sheriff's Office with searching a piece of state property for any evidence associated with the Halderson case.
Okay. And how did that search go about? How many coworkers were with you and what was the plan?
As far as how many people were there, I don't remember. There were 3 other wardens that were there, and the plan was just to divide it up into 3 different parcels essentially and search those thoroughly. And I searched the southernmost area.
And how do you search those areas thoroughly?
By walking through them and trying to stay as close as possible to each other to make sure that you're not missing anything that might be between each other.
Okay. Just what is that area? How would you describe it to somebody who had never been there?
Yeah, it's part of the lower Wisconsin Riverway, so it's just wildlife area, a lot of trees, some open grassland type of stuff, and it leads up to the river. Pretty thick with weeds that time of year, in July. A lot of smartweed, pretty thick area overall.
Is it open to the public, private, or something else?
It's public land and is open to the public.
Okay. What sort of things do people use that land for if they visit it, if you know?
A lot of times it's hiking or going over to the river to go fishing, maybe even sightseeing, seeing bald eagles and so on. And then, any other use somebody could think of for it, I guess.
Okay. And in the winter, there's snowmobile trails in that area?
Yep, there's a snowmobile trail that runs through it.
Okay. And what town is it located near?
Well, it's located, I guess, in the town of Roxbury for the most part. I mean, there's a lot of different sections of it, but the biggest city would be Sauk City or Prairie du Sac.
Okay. And the search took place on July 14th?
Yes.
I'm going to have you look over. There's a large photograph there. Is that part of the area that you searched?
Yes.
So we're going to do this a little bit differently today. In order for the jury to see more detail on the photos, we're actually going to hand everyone out a copy. I will go over the exhibits though first, and I'm going to present one of these pamphlets to you to make sure that the exhibits are what is in this booklet.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes.
I'm going to present you with exhibits 125 through 131, just as a group in one sentence, not individually. How would you describe exhibits 125 through 131? You can look through them. That's perfectly fine.
So you want me just to describe it as a group, as to just...
Yep. What are those photos of?
This is just a representation of the area that we searched as well as what we found.
Okay. And that on the July 14th, 2021 search?
Correct.
And do those appear to be true and accurate photos of that, what you saw that day?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I would move exhibit 125 through, you got these all out of order for me, 131.
No objection.
No objection.
Okay,
They are received
now,
into evidence.
Let's put them in order.
There you go.
Okay. Now what I need you to do is, I'm giving you one of these booklets. I want you to just compare and make sure that the 125 here is what is 125 in the booklet.
To the best of my knowledge, it is, yes.
Okay, and let's continue on.
Same thing for 126. 127 looks to be correct. 128 looks to be correct. 129 looks to be correct. 130 looks to be correct. and 131 looks to be correct.
Okay. At this time, Your Honor, I would ask to distribute booklets containing exhibits 125 through 131 to each member of the jury.
Folks, we are doing this, or I should say the state is doing this in a slightly different procedure than other exhibits. And obviously, as you may gather, similarly to the presentation yesterday, I think the state intends to demonstrate a step-by-step look of the discovery, culminating in what was discovered, which of course...
The perimeter lights are definitely on, okay? We have about 23 minutes left of trial footage for today.
Becomes the most or more sensitive or disturbing of the photos. You'll have these in front of you instead of on the screen. The same admonition that I gave yesterday applies today. You have to be able to have said you saw it. But whether you then look away, close the booklet, look at the picture, examine, that's solely up to your discretion as a juror. I will only say this, don't turn ahead. And if you are going to engage in a closing of the booklet and then reopening to the next page, just make sure your hand stays in the proper place so that you know that I have to turn one more page and that you're not stumbling or going ahead, because I believe the state does want to present these to you in the order prepared in the booklet. You won't be keeping the booklets. They'll be returned when we're finished with this exhibit, but we're anticipating that this is an alternate method of showing things to you that we're going to attempt at this time. Go right ahead.
Yes, should allow for more detail observation. The exhibit number is in the lower right-hand corner. If you would take one and pass them on.
Go right ahead.
All right. Warden, I would ask that you look at exhibit 125, and could you explain to the jury what picture 125 is of?
The picture 125 is an aerial photo of, on the center of it, you can see where the body parts are located that myself and Kevin Gruber, who were part of the search party, what we located. The larger group of it, there's still another piece of human remains that were found that would be, if you're looking at the picture, if you look above it, you see a gap, it would be to the right of that, somewhere in that area. But this is the largest grouping, that red spot that you see.
And at this point, what did you think that red area was? Did you know when you first began?
Yes, when I approached it, I saw toes and a foot and part of a leg and so on, so I knew I had found human remains at that point.
Okay. Let's turn the page to exhibit 126. Could you please describe for the jury what 126 displays?
Same thing as I had described before.
So again, the search area.
Correct. The search area, what we had located, and maybe a little bit of better definition, a different angle for sure. And this obviously just a little bit shortly after we had located the parts.
Okay. And let's flip the page to page 127. What area in exhibit 127 is the remains, or how would you describe it?
Where you see the person wearing blue at the bottom of the photograph, kind of towards the center of it. If you go up on the page, you see a green tree, and then above that you see, I'd say it looks red in the photograph. You can see an outline, or you can see a human leg in there.
Okay. And let's flip to page 128.
Imagine finding that evidence. That is so horrifying. And they never found the rest of Krista Halderson. Only her full right leg and part of her left leg.
How would you describe exhibit 128?
What I had found for human remains.
Okay, just a closer up view.
Correct.
And at this point, did you think it was one leg, two legs, or something else?
I didn't stick around long enough to figure it out.
Sure. And why was that?
Because it's gross.
Fair enough. You called the medical examiner.
Correct.
And
I
others.
notified the sheriff's office what I had located, and it's theirs to take over from that point.
Sure. Exhibit 129, is that just a further zoomed in view?
Correct.
turning to Exhibit 130, is that the general area of the location?
Yeah, it looks to be, a lot of the riverway down there looks very similar to that, but you can see kind of out in the waterway, you can see that piece of sand out there. That's very consistent with that portion of the riverway. There's an island out there.
All right. And then flipping finally to Exhibit 131. We have a picture of a singular tree. Now, in the background of Exhibit 131, there's a white tent. What is the white tent?
The white tent is where the human remains were located.
Okay. And now I'm going to, at some point during this investigation where you showed pictures of a young man hanging from a tree,
I at least remember him being next to the tree, I think with his foot up next to it, yes.
okay, fair enough. I'm going to show you what we've previously seen as Exhibits 123 and 124. Are one or both of those the pictures that you were shown in the course of this investigation of this tree?
Picture 123 is yes. I do not recall 124.
Okay, fair enough. So picture 123, the one leg up. And in looking around that area, did you recognize this location?
Yeah, it appeared to be closer to the river from where we had been located at, where we had found the human remains.
Okay. And you found a tree that at least looked consistent with the tree pictured in Exhibit 123?
Yes, I was a forestry major at UW Stevens Point, so I've been around trees a little bit, and I was able to look at the photograph and figure out it was an elm tree, or at least appeared to be an elm tree. And then there's a dot or a knob on the bottom of the tree that's very consistent with the photograph that you just showed me there.
Okay. Warden, I just have one or two basic questions about, that white tent area, the place where the human remains were found, how far away is it from that tree? Roughly.
Roughly, I'd say approximately 100, maybe 120 yards.
Okay. Does the DNR have a dive team?
No.
Does the DNR ever have civilians participate in searches in the water and in a diving capacity?
I don't know.
Okay. No further questions.
Cross-examination?
Good afternoon, Warden. I heard you use the word consistent when describing the tree in the photograph with the man and the tree that you found on the banks of the Wisconsin River. Is that right?
Yes.
So it's fair to assume that your testimony isn't that it is absolutely the same tree. Your testimony is that it's consistent.
It looks to be the same tree to me.
But you
Where does that line of questioning go? Maybe they're just showing you, see, we're working hard over here. See that, Chandler? Because, I mean, there's a photo of him at that tree, which is, it's very unique looking. And then 100 yards or 91 meters away are Krista's partial remains. So I think it's the same tree. Yeah.
use the word consistent, correct?
If that's what you're saying, then I probably did, yes.
You don't know for certain that that's the same tree.
I can't say for certain that it's the same tree, but it looks to me like it is the same tree.
Now, can you say that that photograph was taken very close in time to when you saw the tree?
Which photograph are you talking about?
The photograph of the young man that you compared to the trees in the area.
I don't know when that photograph was taken. I think I had been told maybe it was like a year before, but I don't recall for sure.
So your information as to when that photograph was taken comes from what you were told, not in your tree analysis skills, correct?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Sure. The tree that you found that's consistent to the tree in the photograph. You don't know whether that photograph was taken the same year as you found that tree or a different year that you found the tree based on what you were able to observe on the tree that you found, correct?
Correct. There trees.
Repeat it again. Exactly like that. Pop quiz, everyone. Repeat that question verbatim. It would be difficult. So that tree that you found, that wouldn't be in the same time of year as the tree that you found that you think is consistent with the tree that you saw in that photograph, is it now? Like what?
Don't have dates on them. I would not be able to see exactly when the picture was to everything else. So, yeah, no.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused and released?
He may. And would you like me to collect the exhibits?
Thank you, sir. Have a good rest of your day.
Should I collect the exhibits?
I think we should. Yes, go ahead, counsel. If you can pass the booklets back down, counsel will collect those.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name and spell both your first and last name for the record?
Kevin Gruber, Kevin Gruber.
How are you employed?
I work full-time for the city of Middleton as a paramedic, and I work part-time for the Dane County Sheriff's Office Tactical Response Team as a medic for them.
Okay. And were you working in your capacity as part of the Tactical Response Team as a medic on July 14th of 2021?
Yes, I believe that's the date.
Okay. And on that day, did you participate in a search near the Roxbury area?
Yes.
How would you describe that search? How many coworkers were out there, and what were you guys tasked with?
So the entire team was tasked that day with a search of that wooded area. There's roughly 30 people on our team with the other medics and the rest of the sheriff's deputies. And that morning there were some additional personnel too. I don't know if there were other sheriff's deputies from other counties, but there was some DNR wardens there as well to help with that search.
And I mean, how did this search occur? Did you guys walk arm in arm, spread out, something different?
So in the morning, everybody that was involved that day kind of gathered in that area, and then we were briefed on what we were going to be doing that day, and they kind of instructed us to break down into some smaller groups or teams, and then methodically search this wooded area that they wanted us to look for any sort of evidence that could pertain to this case.
And you described it as a wooded area. So trees, was the grass short, high, something else?
Yeah, there's lots of trees. It's right off of the Wisconsin River, so there's plenty of water around too, little pockets of ponds and stuff like that. I don't think the grass was really too long that day, but plenty wooded, yes.
I'm about to approach you, and I'm going to show you exhibits 132 through 138. Because these are kind of detailed photos, we're going to end up giving the jury these little booklets.
So yeah, Deef left that. Otherwise, they just wait for the jury to look through the booklets, right? So for those of you asking if Mitch Halderson will testify, he testified on day 1. It's timestamped at 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 40 seconds. So just go check the timestamps of day 1. You can click on the little blue number. It'll take you straight there, and then you can watch Mitch Halderson, Chandler's brother, testify.
So I'm not only going to ask you to describe the photos, I'm going to ask you to tell me whether or not the photos in these booklets are the same as these photos. So if you just want to look briefly and maybe give one sentence as a group as to what 132 through 138 describe.
So they're photos of what we found that day when we were doing our woods searching.
Okay, and do they appear to be true and accurate depictions of what you observed that day?
That is what I observed that day, yes.
I would move exhibits 132 through 138 into evidence at this time.
Any objection?
No objection.
They are received.
All right, now I will move the pictures, but I'd like you to compare the picture. Is 132 that I'm showing you the same as 132 in the booklet?
It is.
And I have them backwards. 133, the same?
It is.
134,
Yes.
135,
Yes.
136,
Yes.
137,
Yes.
and finally 138.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I will let you have these, and I will pass out exhibits for the jury. So, Mr. Gruber, could you please describe exhibit 132?
10 minutes left of today's trial footage, and then we're going to Patreon for a patrons-only live stream, okay? Noto, did I miss that? I don't see that. Thank you so much. Oh, my word, for your $50 super sticker, and you said Happy New Year, Gisela. Thank you so much, and to you.
To the jury.
This is a picture of the grassy wooded area, the area that we were searching that day along the Wisconsin River.
Okay. And why don't we move on to Exhibit 133? What are we looking at here?
This looks like the area where we found the stuff in the pictures. It's maybe like the first part of where we initially found the stuff in the pictures.
And did you first see what you found, smell it, or something else?
My first indication in the area was the smell.
Okay. Let's turn to Exhibit 134. How would you describe Exhibit 134?
This is just a kind of a different view of, there was almost a little separation between the two different places where we found the stuff that we were looking for.
All right. Exhibit 135.
So this is a closer up picture of the first item that we found that was in that area that day.
Okay. And turn the page to 136.
And this is a close-up picture of the kind of the second items that we found that day searching that wooded area.
And what was the distance, if any, between what you found in Exhibit 135 and Exhibit 136?
A rough estimate of maybe 30 yards.
Okay. All right, let's turn to 137. Is that the same thing that we were looking at in Exhibit 135?
Correct.
And again, 138, just a different view.
Correct.
What did you do once you and your team had found these parts?
So we were, as we're searching the wooded areas, we're spread out to cover more ground, but, within sight of each other and making sure that we're, doing the methodical search. Once we encountered these and decided that it was not, that it was maybe something of interest, then I immediately called our team commander and alerted him that there was something here that the detectives should probably come take a look at. So then we kind of just stopped so we didn't disturb the area anymore and had more people come down to take over.
And were you part of the team that marked the area with flags or no?
I don't remember whose idea that was, but there was kind of this path along the wooded area that was easier to get in and out of instead of walking around. So we did a couple of us put some flags in to mark an area that we all came in at the same point.
And is that an attempt to disrupt the scene as little as possible?
That was our thoughts, yeah.
Okay. And how would you describe what you found?
Initially, there was, the smell of it. And then as we got closer, we'll use picture 137. That morning when we were told to go search, we weren't given specifics as to what we were searching for, just anything of interest. It being a wooded area, it was not immediately apparent what that would have been, a smaller piece. So that's when another member that was out searching kind of went closer. And at first we couldn't quite determine what that piece was because it was separated from the picture in, it was like 30 yards, I said, from 136. We didn't see that first. We saw first in the 137. So it wasn't immediately apparent what it was until we found the other piece that was more apparent as to what that would be.
And what do you believe it was?
Body parts. Okay. Looks like a foot and a leg.
Okay. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused and released from
No
his
questions
subpoena?
there.
Yes and yes.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll take the exhibits.
Thank you.
And Deputy, this is the first time you're testifying in this trial, right?
Correct.
But not the last.
Correct.
Okay, so I would ask you to state both your first and last name for the record and spell both.
James Plenty, James, Plenty, Plenty.
How are you employed?
Employed with the Dane County Sheriff's Office as a deputy sheriff.
And were you employed as such on July 14th of 2021?
Correct.
And on that day, were you assigned to a search or to assist with the search in the Roxbury area in Dane County?
Correct.
And at some point, some body parts are found. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. How would you describe what was found?
On this DNR property in the township of Roxbury, it was discovered that there was, in one location, 3 items that were all in the exact same location, probably touching each other. One appeared to be a right leg from the foot all the way up to near where the hip socket would be on that leg. The other 2, one was a left foot that was severed just above the ankle, and the other item, I wasn't able to identify what it was, but later was identified as being the upper thigh.
And were you part of the process of collecting?
So I see, because obviously there's a lot of new people here. Welcome to all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and then you're a Grizzly. You know, some people think they have to become a member or they have to go to Patreon to be an official Grizzly. You know, just hit the subscribe button, like, share, that's it. But you might not, you might never have seen this, and you might be wondering, what the hell is she doing now? This is our trigger bunny. So when I don't actually want to pause, you know, and talk like I am now, then I just lift this. I also have the trigger warning on the screen. And it just means there's some upsetting, distressing content that maybe they're referring to, or there's something that could be triggering to others, you know, some topics sometimes like domestic violence or something could, you know, then we show the trigger buddy. So that's what it is. In case you knew and you're like, what is that? Okay, so we've got, wow, we've only got about 3 minutes left of trial footage for today.
These remains that were found on that DNR land?
I was present, and I had taken photo documentation of those items as that happened.
Can you describe the process? How were they collected?
The medical examiner's office had completed the collection of them. It was an individual from the ME's office, an investigator, along with Dr. Rogalska, that had done the collection. The items were collected and placed into a body bag and then sealed.
Okay. And then somebody from your department remained with those remains until they were arrived at the ME's office?
I had stayed on scene to continue to document, so I wasn't part of that.
But generally that's the practice, is that somebody from your department maintains and goes to the ME's office.
I'm not sure if we would do that all the time.
Okay, all right.
But it would be sealed, and the ME's office would have custody of remains from any type of scene.
Absolutely, along with the crime scene unit that would have gone and documented the scene. And you were part of that crime scene unit of taking photos in this case?
Correct.
Okay. Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
No, thank you.
May this witness be excused for today?
No cross.
Yes, I understand. Can I let him go?
Yeah, just a minute, yes.
Pardon?
Yes, for today.
I understand you are
Here's
still
Chandler
under
Halderson.
subpoena, but you're excused for today, sir. Thank you very much. Attorney Raymond mentioned final witness, and I'm not going to make her a liar to you. We're going to have one more piece of information or evidence submitted to you at this time. And again, it is through stipulation of the parties. As I told you a day or two ago, when the attorneys and or defendant agree to certain facts and stipulate to the same, these are provided to you, and you must take these as being true. So in this case, the district attorney and defendant's attorney have stipulated to the following. The human remains consisting of a male torso located at the Earlywine Road property on July 8, 2021, is Bart Halderson, the DNA sample taken from the torso by the Dane County Medical Examiner and transported to the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory, labeled as item B, is a true and accurate standard of Bart Halderson's blood and DNA. Item 3, the human remains consisting of 2 female legs located on the town of Roxbury, Wisconsin River property on July 14, 2021, is Krista Halderson. The DNA sample taken from the legs by the Dane County Medical Examiner and transported to the Wisconsin State Crime Lab, labeled as item K1, small letter A, as well as the toothbrush head labeled as item 1, capital letter I1, are true and accurate standards of Krista Halderson's DNA. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we are going to be adjourning for the weekend.
And that was it. Obviously, he gave them the usual, this is for day 5, okay? So that's for tomorrow. So, actually, let me do that quickly. Stay here with me. What I'm going to do quickly is make that public so that you can already be teleported there, okay? What the judge said at the end there is the usual. We're going to now adjourn, and so don't, do any research or anything like that. So then he'll see them back. Don't watch Grizzly True Crime. We didn't cover it at the time, Judge. We didn't at the time. I'm so glad we can all watch this together now. So just hang in there. Now, a lot of people don't actually know what teleporting means. I realized that along the way. They're like, what the hell is teleporting? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to set up my stream to automatically redirect you to day 5, which we're going to do tomorrow on January 1st of 2025. Did you have plans for tomorrow? Now you do. So that'll be a longer day, of course, than today. It'll be like a normal trial length day again. Obviously, I'm going to defluff it for you. So what you have to do is wait for the outro to finish playing. Wait a few seconds. You'll see like a blank screen and it's going to take you automatically there. If it doesn't happen, don't worry, because I will be posting the link in the chat as well. And you can just click on it and already go there if you don't feel patient, if you don't want to buckle up. Okay, otherwise you'll just find it on my channel. So are we all ready to teleport now to day 5? But then if you are on Patreon, if you are a Patreon supporter, we're going to do a special New Year's Eve final live stream for Grizzly True Crime of 2024. And I'm very excited. I'll make sure to bring the cats and everything. So I'll see you over there. I'm going to play the outro now. Wait to get teleported. Buckle up, everyone. Fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for watching day 4 with me. And Happy New Year to all of you. I really look forward to next year with you, which for some, you're already in 2025. You're already there. So Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you next year. Bye.